Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
It's after bedtime, the kids are asleep, and the moms are out to play.
We're Dina and Kristen, the duo behind the Instagram account Big Little Feelings. I'm Dina. I'm a child therapist and mom of two who nerds out on all things neurobiology and psychology. And Kristen is a parent coach who wrangles 3 kids on a daily basis, here to give it to us like it is.
We weren't meant to do this parenting thing alone. Consider After Bedtime your village.
Follow After Bedtime with Big Little Feelings on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. I think we finally have a spirit human for Steve. I mean, some people look for spirit animals. I found you a spirit human.
Oh, good, because I'm the spirit animal.
Oh, really?
That person.
All right, perfect.
Whoever this is.
Well, you know how sometimes there's some words you struggle with.
No, dude. I'm picture perfect when it comes to English.
Yeah, that's exactly what everybody says.
I'm the goodest at English.
You sure are.
None gooder.
And last night on America's Got Talent, Sophia. You know what? I'm going to put myself in that category too.
Join the club, BJ.
Sofia Vergara. Is that how you say it? Vergara?
Vergara.
All right.
There's no D in it. Vergara.
Vergara.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, okay.
I heard a D, too.
Well, a lot of people do when she's around.
We just call her Sophie V.
Sophie V, which is a great name. I guess last night at AGT, she had a tough time pronouncing ventriloquism after a young girl that is a ventriloquist and a mentalist perform. And Steve...
Wait, she's both?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Apparently she's a young kid, too.
Well, okay, that's cool, but I mean, I'm talking about, she's super young. What is she, like 12?
Yeah, look at you. That's the dream gig you had, man.
That was until my grandfather crapped all over it, that jerk.
He sure did. Oh, I love this. So she's basically doing like a mentalist act, but she's got, a really cute sort of pink and white stuffed dog. It's a skunk.
Look at it.
Oh, yeah, you're
It's
right.
A pink skunk.
Oh, yeah.
And she's a ventriloquist.
Oh, she's
and a mentalist.
I can't really hear what she's saying, but she is amazing. But here's her doing her. Oh, she's got a parrot now.
See, ventriloquism is cool, guys.
Wow, good for you. Whatever your name is, I don't know. They didn't give me her name in the story, but
Bryn Cummings.
Oh. All right, this is very, very impressive, and unfortunately for Sophia, pronunciation was a tough thing.
That was amazing because it's so unique in a show that we have seen everything. We've seen so many ventriloquists, and now to see you doing also mentalism to do both things, and yet
what two things?
Composed, the mentalism and the ventriloquism.
Simon, what you think?
Ventriloquism, and you do it brilliantly.
Thank you.
I mean, seriously, brilliantly.
I gotta go back and watch this.
Yeah, are you kidding me? This is your dream come true, and someone else is living it.
Oh, she's crushing it. Doing both of those things?
Yeah, dude. That is...
If she becomes a hypnotist, too, forget about it.
Oh, she's got the mentalist, the ventriloquist, and of course the hypnotist.
I want to cut Sophia some slack. I mean, English is not her first language. I mean, that's a tough word.
She has 2 languages. How many languages you got?
0. I'm still working on my first.
Listen, I know you want to cut her some slack because you don't really do English very well. So
I don't.
So anybody that's got a problem with pronouncing words, you're going to be there.
But she has a good excuse. I don't.
Yeah, and that's not an easy word. I'm not even sure that's English, to be honest with you. Ventriloquist doesn't sound like an English word.
Yeah, it is. We say it.
Okay. We say deja vu. That is not English.
It is now.
Oh, it is now.
Yeah.
America.
Are you telling me those clubs all around Seattle are not?
They're not
called
English
deja
clubs.
vu.
They're not American clubs.
Those are American girls dancing on American stages with American poles. BJ,
You know something? This is logic I can't fight.
And I'm proud to be an American.
Yeah. All right. There's a fast food place in the news because they are looking to hire losers. All right. Steve will tell you all about this. He's got the Migs report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What's up, everybody? Okay, do you guys know that even if we all ate the same and exercised the same, that we would all still look completely different? I'm Lacey Green. I'm a super trainer with Body. That's BODI.com. I'm telling you, this is something that you need in your life. The app isn't just about having a perfect body, because what is that anyway? It's about what we call health esteem. Feeling good about yourself right now, just as you are, as you work on the person you are becoming. Using Body's tools to find your version of happy and healthy. Body isn't just some software. It's people. It's trainers, nutrition, and mindset experts, and a community of other people just like you and me. And they even have my program for beginners only, which you have to try even if you've never worked out a day in your life. I'll get you off the couch and started on day one, finding the joy and dropping the judgment. And don't take my word for it. You can try it for free right now for 14 days at body.com. That's body with an I.com. Let's get up, get moving, and feel good. Whoop, whoop.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys, and thanks to Palace Law for giving us the Migs Report. And today's the day to enjoy yourself a cheap flight. It's National Cheap Flight Day, so
I don't know.
The flights are cheap, but all the add-ons very expensive.
Yeah.
It's always my favorite part. When I was like, man, I got a great deal on this flight. Oh, you got to buy this. I got to buy that. Oh, if I want to just breathe the air in that airplane.
Oh, you want to bring a carry-on?
Oh, forget about it.
Oh, you want a soda?
You're screwed.
Okay.
All right, it's also a Hug Your Sweetheart Day. Do what you will with that.
Well, I would think I would hug my sweetheart.
How can you, though? She's in California, isn't she?
True. I'm gonna have to give
virtual hug her.
Yeah, I'm going to have to give one of those virtuals.
All right, it's Buttered Corn Day.
It's national. It's also.
I mean, if you can't hug your sweetheart, you might as well butter your corn.
That's what I'm saying.
I buttered my corn yesterday. I'm always a day ahead of these things.
I feel like you butter your corn a lot.
Well, no, we went to Farm 12 right there in Puyallup, and they had the Spooner Farms had a little stand, and you could get some fresh corn.
Oh, look at you.
We got some fresh corn, BJ, and some blackberries.
Oh, so you got the corn on the cob you could eat there?
Well, I got it there and then cooked it at home.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're getting to that season where you can just get the corn right there. All cooked up. We're getting close to that season.
Oh, fair time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole different vibe, man. But today is also your day. It's Find Your Inner Nerd Day.
Oh, yeah.
So whatever it is that makes you a nerd, today's your day to enjoy it.
Maybe that my inner nerd is my sweetheart. I'll hug myself.
While buttering your corn?
Well, listen, that's a private moment.
While on a flight.
Yeah. Oh, that's what they want.
Hey, if you think we're losers, we have a place that we could get hired, and that's Burger King. But it's in Pennsylvania and Pennsylvania only. Apparently, they had a big sign outside, the big signs outside of fast food places that will say Whoppers or this kind of a deal or whatever it is. Here's our special. Well, this Burger King decided to put up a sign that said, now hiring losers. Nice. And you can make up to $14 an hour.
We don't get hired.
There we go.
That's a pretty good deal. Yeah, if you're a loser and you want to make $14 an hour, here's the problem. I think they just ran out of the letter C because they were actually looking for closers.
And that's you can't get coffee unless you're a closer, so it makes sense.
Yeah, so that's what's going on. So but if you are a loser and you want to try, you might as well give it a shot. Apparently, that I love those people who go on the internet and they're like, "Well, that Burger King actually has a pretty bad Yelp rating, so maybe they are actually looking for losers."
Oh, okay,
okay.
That's I really thought they intentionally did that just to see if they could get anybody to come in.
The funny part is, if you look at the sign, I think they do have a C, but the C fell off right by the L and landed on the U, but landed in a way that the C almost lines up perfectly with the U.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
It's upside down. It's sideways.
Now hiring losers.
I wonder if they did that intentionally. And they're like, no, man, that was a total accident.
That fell. We didn't do that.
Yeah. All right, I know the answer that Danny's going to give on this question.
What?
If you find a wallet that has $2,000 inside of it, do you return it?
Oh, well, they get the wallet back.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
I don't know where the money went, sir.
Yeah.
When I found it, it was just a wallet.
It was empty. Wearing my new Seahawks jersey.
And other stuff, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
BJ, what would you do?
You got to give it back.
Vicky?
Yeah. Give it back if the name's in it.
Sarah, thumbs up for giving it back. Joe?
Yep, I'm giving it back.
I raised my kids right.
Clearly, Danny and I are the only two honest people on the show.
First of all, how do you look somebody in the eye as a thief? I mean, you're giving them back the wallet, and you look them in the eye and go, I don't know where the money went. I couldn't do it. I'd be
You're right. I couldn't either. That's why I would mail them the wallet.
That's it.
I found this, sir.
Yeah, that's a good call.
All right, let's talk about this kid Connor, who actually is a good human being, unlike Danny and myself, who's about to start freshman year of high school. He was fishing in Minnesota when he pulled up what he thought was a fish. Wasn't a fish. It was a wallet inside the water with $2,000 inside of it. And thanks to the business card that was on there, he was able to track down the owner of the wallet, this guy by the name of Jim, who was a farmer in Iowa who dropped the wallet a year ago while fishing in the same lake. What are the odds a year later this kid finds the wallet that has $2,000? You would think the fish would have used the money at this point.
Right?
I know. I mean, there's a lot of, that's amazing.
So the owner of the wallet, Jim, he drove from Iowa to Minnesota to retrieve the wallet, and he wanted to offer Connor a reward, which Connor's like, no, I'm just doing the right thing. Also, Connor's probably thinking, I didn't have to drive. Like, you're the guy who drove to come get the wallet. But anyways, one of the news reporters interviewed Connor and said, hey, why did you return the wallet? And it's because, well, Connor, unlike Danny and myself, was raised right.
Yeah, to be nice to everyone and, give back to people. We didn't really work hard for the money. He did, so it was his money.
I disagree. You worked really hard. You were fishing.
Yeah.
You found it. It could have just been gone forever. Well, anyways, here's Denny, who's the guy who got the wallet back. Apparently, he gave him a custom-painted cooler and took the family out for dinner, and was just impressed by how awesome Connor was.
I would take Connor for a grandson any day, and I'd fight for him any day.
Well, that escalated quickly. It went from just giving him a cooler to taking him as his grandson.
Yeah, wait a second. That's not it. And then he kidnapped Connor and drove back.
Jim, no, you can't have our kid. He's my grandson now.
He's my grandson.
Would you like a Werther's? No, I just want to give you your wallet back.
Sure. Well, I'll take
Sit on my lap. This is getting really weird, Jim.
I'm not. I need a teddy bear to show people where I've been hurt.
Should have kept the money, Connor. Jim's now outside of our house, constantly bringing you gifts.
No good deed goes unpunished there, Connor.
How about them Seattle Mariners boys?
I don't know what you're talking about.
And how about that guy Josh Rojas that they got from the Paul Sewald trade?
Yeah.
Hit a home run, baby. Not just one, but a couple home run. Actually, a 2-run home run. He's had a couple home runs with the Mariners now. It's looking pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Helping your Mariners beat the crappy Chicago White Sox, but we're beating the bad team. They're just spanking the White Sox. 6-3 they won. No Julio, no problem. Julio Rodriguez was supposed to play, but he had some stomach issues. They decided, you know what, Julio, just take a rest.
Yeah.
We don't need you today. And they didn't, man. They just crushed the White Sox once again. The Mariners are now 71-55, 16 games over 500. Just to kind of put it in perspective, again, 71-55. At one point, the Mariners were 50-50.
Yeah.
They have won 16 of their last 19 games. And you think about those 3 games that they lost, those were ones that were like heartbreakers, where they looked like they were going to win those games. I'm not saying they could have went on a 19-game winning streak, but I'm kind of saying they could have went on an 8-game winning streak, though, which is pretty damn awesome.
Yeah.
It's their 8th series win as well.
Yep.
21-5 in the last 26 games. You can just keep raving about this team. And they're also they're 1 game out of first place in the AL West.
That's nuts.
They're still holding that 3rd wild card spot as well. I mean, they're just on fire.
Yeah, they are really, really an impressive team, it's just again last year. It's the same thing where it's like they turned it on right around now.
They look even better. I don't know. I'm just basing it now. I'm obviously biased because we're living in it right now, but we're living in it. Dude, they look unstoppable.
Yeah, you talked about the fact that we have 3 10-game winners. I also took a look at, there's a stat that's a pretty impressive stat, that 3 of our pitchers are tops in the top 5 of this particular stat. So it's like, okay, so our pitching is looking good.
Yep.
Man, it's just...
hitting looking pretty good too, including Teoscar Hernandez.
I saw that yesterday.
2 hits. His average is now 257.
It looks like it's going to be tough for him to fall out of 250 range by September 1st.
I hope he just keeps it going, baby.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Could he hit 260 by September?
Oh, look, that would be
Breakfast
great for the
and
team. Great for the team, bad for me. No breakfast and dinner. We have one bet.
Fine. So hopefully Julio's feeling better because of that illness, but it didn't look like it was like something that anyone needs to be super concerned about. They're probably just like, look, it's against the White Sox, man. Rest your tummy.
Yeah. And
it's exactly what the coach said.
Yeah. And it looks like the Red Sox are taking a beating, so it's just Toronto that they have to worry about and Houston.
Yeah, man. Come on, Red Sox. Do something good for a change.
They really can't. But look, at the end of the day, whether they beat Houston or lose to Houston, it's good for the Mariners because either the Red Sox would be catching them so it's a tough one because both teams the Mariners care about. So at least one team's taking a beating.
Oh, what a lot of fun right now watching these Mariners play, though. And what's not fun to hear about is with the Seahawks. I don't know if you heard, but Jackson Smith and Jigba, that's that rookie wide receiver.
Oh, no, what?
Apparently broke or fractured a part of his wrist in the game against the Dallas Cowboys, so now he has to get surgery. But it looks like week 1 might not happen, but he should be back after that. So he's got a few weeks off because of this wrist surgery.
Oh, boy.
I know, it's just frustrating because he's looking good in the preseason. But you know what that means?
That's our guy.
Make some room for Jake Bobo.
Oh, yeah?
Have you been watching that guy?
Jake Bobo?
Have you seen him?
I have not watched Jake Bobo. What's he done?
He's like one of those, just one of those guys that just shows up and is just kicking ass in the preseason. I mean, I don't know if he's actually going to be a guy when time comes, but a lot of fans, including myself, falling in love with this dude. He's been looking great during the preseason. Wide receiver seems to be catching everything.
Okay.
Just making things happen. So, I mean, he's got the he's caught 5 passes for a team best 98 yards in those 2 preseason games, including a 19-yard touchdown over the Vikings. So, I mean, I don't know if he's anyone.
Where did he come from?
I think he was undrafted.
Boy, they do have some luck with some undrafted players.
I mean, I'm not positive, but...
All right, Jake Bobo.
Yeah, everyone's all about hashtag more Bobo. That's what's going on.
More Bobo. Yeah. I love the preseason. Because you do fall in love with people that you sometimes may never see again.
I know, but he looks great in the preseason. Yeah, but you're right. Like, and then next thing you know, he gets waived, and no one picks him up, and he's playing in the XFL. I have no idea.
Well, let's hope the Sea Dragons pick him up if, in fact, it works out that way.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh no! Who knows? Maybe he could be a guy for the Seahawks.
That would be awesome. I really, really would. And so I definitely I'm gonna hop on that bandwagon. More Bobo.
Hashtag more Bobo. Jake Bobo.
Plus he's got a great name.
He does.
Yeah.
All right, weather. We're going to hit a high of 72 degrees. It's going to be sunny today. That's the Migs Report, and that's what's up. Go Mariners, BJ.
Yeah. It is. I mean,
they play again this afternoon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's supposed to be like 100-something degrees in Chicago when they play today.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's fine. The Mariners are hot, and the White Sox are not.
That's, you know what? That is a fact. That is a fact. That would be great to get a win and get the hell out of there. And, oh, man, it is fun. It's fun to have the Mariners in the playoff hunt.
Oh, absolutely.
None of us thought that would be the case. It's been a very weird season where we had anticipation. We really thought a lot of it. And then here they are. And some people want them to win the division. And I'm going to tell you right now, I mean, I think having all that time off, if you're one of those teams that gets the bye, is not a good thing. It showed that last year. And I kind of want you to be a playoff team. This year they're doing it different, too. Whoever hosts it in the wild card hosts all 3 games. So there wouldn't be a home game in the first round of the playoffs, depending upon where the Mariners finish.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, we're finishing first, BJ.
Oh, we're finishing first.
We're 1 game out.
I know, it is pretty wild. Isn't it wild to think that?
It's silly.
It is so wild to think that the Mariners are 1 game out of first place.
I feel like it was just like yesterday. We're like, hovering over 500. You just can't seem to get ahead of yourself. Like I said, we were 50-50, and now 71-55.
It's a long season.
That's crazy.
And then there's if the Tampa Bay Rays have a huge drama going on with their star player Wander Franco. I haven't kept up on it.
Is that the dude that's been talking to a minor?
Yeah.
It sounds like he's never coming back.
Yeah, and that's a big blow to that team because Wander is a star player for that team, and you lose a guy like that. Obviously it's for horrific reasons, and that's affected the team. I think that's a big reason why the Orioles are in first place.
Yeah,
I think you're right, Steve. I think I heard that they're like, yeah, this is ugly stuff, and he's probably never going to come back.
Yeah, it doesn't sound very good with that one.
Yeah, that is. Man, obviously for real life stuff, that really sucks. But if you're a fan, you're like, man, our team was on fire. The Rays look like the team to beat at the beginning of the year and so close to the middle of the year.
Could you imagine being the other players on that team when you find that information out?
Yeah.
How infuriating, for many reasons, obviously. Yeah. But then you're just like, you son of a...
Yeah, really, on so many levels, you're like, what the F? You F this as a team, and then what human being would do what are you doing?
Yeah, what's wrong with you, man?
Yeah, so anyway, and then you got the Seattle Mariners. It's just like nobody would have thought this.
I know.
And they're the hottest team in baseball, pretty much.
So a texter wanted to hear this.
The Seattle Mariners.
Oh, I forgot about that guy.
Yeah.
We got to get that guy back.
What's his name again? Nicky Scarlatta?
Yeah,
the Yankees fan.
Have you seen the meme where Julio basically out-hit the entire Yankees team in the series? I think they showed a series where the Yankees were just pathetic, and Julio had the same offense that the entire Yankees team had.
Unbelievable.
And the Yankees are really, really struggling this year. So,
and it's fun just to see, like, what was it like? Just a few weeks ago, a little over a month ago, a couple months ago, when people were just talking about, the sophomore season for Julio not going so great. Yeah. And now all of a sudden it's just like he's just been the star player for the team.
Yeah, everybody's heating up. It really is. It's quite impressive what they're doing at the right time. And they did what you had to do. They stayed in the game. 500 baseball until they turned it on seems to be like a perfect thing. But I thought, man,
I was just spanking people left and right.
They are spanking everybody, yeah. and they've got an easy schedule. That's what they're saying. So the destiny is in their hands.
The Seattle Mariners.
That guy probably is going to be rooting more for the Mariners because you're right. They're 60-55, the Yankees.
Yeah, they're having a really bad season. Whew. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
The boy band One Direction was formed on what competition show?
American Idol?
No.
So you think you can dance? No. America's Got Talent?
No.
I love how Sarah laughed at you because she just knows what that show is, and you're so ignorant, like in her mind. Like, really? You think he was on that? No, they weren't on that show. X Factor. That's the show that gave us 1D, as it were.
All right.
You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-803-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs at 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I can't afford to pay my bills, how am I going to afford attorneys and bankruptcy fees?
One of the things people ask me all the time as a bankruptcy lawyer is that how am I going to pay all these fees and costs because I'm here because I can't afford to pay my bills? And of course, we understand that. Being in the bankruptcy field. But one of the things to remember is that if you decide, once you make the decision to file bankruptcy, you can stop paying on all of the creditors that are going to be included in the bankruptcy, and those are the funds that you can use that you have been paying your creditors to pay your attorney fees and court costs to get your case filed. And once your case is filed, you're not going to have most of those payments anymore.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey there, everybody. I'm Melvin Robert from the TV show Extra. Every day on our show, we talk to the biggest celebrities and the biggest newsmakers around. We get exclusive details about hookups and breakups, baby news, and the behind-the-scenes info from your favorite TV shows and movies. But we can only fit so much on our show. That's where Extra the Podcast comes in. Listen and follow Extra the Podcast and Odyssey Podcast on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. I want to thank all the Rockaholics, man. They stepped up big time for Kicks for Kids. Lots of money donated. We were looking for 20 grand. Boy, did they over-deliver, man.
Crushed it. Over 30,000 so far raised. The more we raise, though, the more we can ensure that all the kids that go to Mary's Place will get a brand new pair of sneakers for the school season. $50 puts a brand new pair on a kid in need. $100 puts a brand new pair on a teen in need. And the Rockaholics continue to donate, BJ. Including an anonymous donator just happened a little bit ago. Said, donating $10.69. I'm happy to join the 69 Club and support the kids this year. Rock on. And then also thanks to Michael Burright, who donated $6.69. It doesn't matter how much.
Nice.
You're part of the 69 Club, and that's pretty awesome. And then a massive shout out to Darren Perry, who donated $150 to Kicks for Kids.
Yeah, it's strength in numbers, and you guys keep doing it. You Rockaholics are amazing, and you can still donate today. Go to KISW.com.
Let's play B Migs.
It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. B Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa, B Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to be Migs?
All righty, they am.
I know Matthew from Monroe is. Matthew, are you there?
I am. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Hey, man.
All right, Steve, now get out of here.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Matthew has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
You can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life are lyrics from what famous ABBA song?
Mama Can't Dance.
No.
Dancing Queen.
Yes. The Maldives is an island country in what ocean?
Where?
The Maldives.
Maldives. What ocean? Pacific, Atlantic,
No.
Indian.
Yes, Indian. What chocolate bar was originally called a marathon?
Hershey's.
No.
Mr. Goodbar.
No.
Bit of honey.
No. What kind of insect is Hopper in the movie A Bug's Life?
Grasshopper.
Yes. Chili verde literally translates to what?
Chili meat. Meat and beans.
No.
Chili verde. Green chili.
Yes. Nike was founded in what northwestern state?
Portland. Oregon.
Oregon, yes. What does the R stand for on the rating of a movie?
R. Ratings.
No.
R, rated R. Pass.
Who played Michael in the sitcom That 70s Show?
That 70s Show, Michael. Pass. Shoot.
If your birthday is today, what star sign are you?
The one after a Leo.
I mean, yes, but no.
Oh.
You get 5 correct. No.
You started off well, buddy, but then little fizzle action.
Yeah, I liked his thinking out loud, though.
Yeah.
You know, he was like,
The thought process was fascinating.
It was quite something. Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
You can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life are lyrics from what famous ABBA song?
Dancing Queen.
Yes.
Oh,
the
God.
Maldives is an island country in what ocean?
What's that?
The Maldives is an island country in what ocean?
Pacific.
No.
Atlantic.
No.
Indian.
Yes. What chocolate bar was originally called Marathon?
Mars?
No.
Chocolate bar. Hey, I'm going to go Snickers.
Yes.
Nice work.
What kind of insect is Hopper in the movie A Bug's Life?
Hopper is a grasshopper.
Yes.
Sure.
Chili verde literally translates to what?
Green chili?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nike was founded in what northwestern state?
Oregon.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does the R stand for on the rating of a movie?
Restricted.
Yes. Who played Michael in the sitcom That 70s Show?
Michael. Ashton Kutcher.
Yes.
Nice.
If your birthday is today, what star sign are you?
Sagittarius.
No.
I don't know. Cancer.
No.
Pisces.
No. What is 0 divided by any other number?
0.
Yes. You get 9 correct.
Whoa, baby.
Is a win, 9-5.
Oh, Dolly Parton, that bitch.
I got
Sorry,
Hey.
Matthew.
You did get spanked,
Yeah, it's
Matthew.
all right.
There you go. Well, you keep trying, Matthew. I like your spirit. I like your energy. I don't like this, but what are you going to do? I'm the best. Well, all right. You did Mariners that.
My Mariners did?
Yeah, he won big.
Oh, okay.
I know. No one's used to using Mariners in a positive connotation, but it's true.
What kind of insult is that, BJ?
I know that right now the Mariners' hottest team in baseball.
Is it Virgo?
Yes.
Damn it.
You could have got a perfect 10.
That's me, too. You work next to a Virgo. Come on.
I know. My brother's a Virgo.
2 of us are Virgo.
Oh, yes, you're sandwiched by Virgos.
Oh, man. V's up, baby.
All day, every day.
I'm not sure I want to talk about that.
Today's the first day of Virgo season, actually.
Damn it. Why didn't I just guess that?
I know.
Damn it.
You would have got a perfect 10.
Would have been perfect, but now look at you. You've ruined everything.
Sometimes you just don't want to be perfect. You want to be a person of the people. You know, perfection sometimes gets frowned upon.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, is that why you didn't guess Virgo?
Yeah, I'm keeping it real.
Yeah. So sweet.
Sometimes you got to throw a question just to seem more human.
You're the king that throws the robes on and just mixes amongst all the
I
commoners.
bleed red just like the rest of you.
Do you, though?
Wow, so nice of you. Well, congratulations on beating Matthew.
Hey, congratulations, buddy. I still think you're AI, but okay.
What is that weird feedbacky thing that we're getting?
Are we getting feedback?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I thought it was the phone, but
I don't know if I don't know if I hear it.
It comes every once in a while, like it comes close to like getting like probably for people who listen don't even hear it. It's probably just us knuckleheads.
Well, and I don't even hear. Well, maybe I do now. I don't know. Is it here yet?
It's there.
It's a little stacky.
It's a little tinny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going on. What did you break, Danny?
It's all Danny's fault.
It's almost like if someone's headphones are too loud, and then it almost causes that feedback.
Oh, maybe it's me. No, that's my headphones are about the same.
The same volume. It shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, if textures, do you hear anything? If anybody does hear anything, now you know what they're going to mess with us.
They're gonna be like, it's awful.
Oh, it's terrible. We can't hear it though. It's
You guys
all
sound
feedback.
terrible.
You guys are horrible.
We're not talking about the content. We're talking about the actual audio quality.
Yeah, we understand.
Yeah.
We know the content is what it is. What are you going to do? Screen Rant put together a list of the 12 most overrated movies that people pretend to love.
Okay.
It's going to be interesting.
I feel like you might be guilty of although I think you've gotten better. Like you said in the past that you sometimes pretend to like something just because you didn't want to be judged.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but those are usually good movies.
Right.
You know, and some of these movies, I currently, I feel like I am on the outs with a lot of my Marvel superhero fans because I have constantly said to them that these movies, yes, you think they're great, but they're not great movies for the average human being. And Marvel fans get so butthurt about that. And the reason I bring it up is the number one most overrated movie that people pretend to love, which is surprising to me because I would have picked a different one for Marvel. And that's Avengers Infinity War, which was the first of the two-parter, basically. Endgame was the second one.
Okay.
Yeah, and I thought Endgame was way overrated. And people were like, oh, my God. It was so, I go, no, you know what? I think this movie is not that good.
So Endgame was the last of the bunch.
The last Avengers movie that
I
we've
really
seen.
enjoyed that one.
And I did not. I thought Infinity War was really better than Endgame, but a lot of these Marvel movies I think are way too long, and you have to be invested in the whole franchise. You can't just drop in.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
There was a moment where it was just like, oh, here's a Iron Man movie, or here's Captain America. Now I'm like, I don't know which one I've watched. Like, did I watch The Winter Soldier? I think so.
The Winter Soldier.
Did I watch this one? The X-Men ones are the ones that drive me insane.
Oh, that's because they were all over the place.
They should just number them.
Yeah, well, they did, and then they did again.
I know.
Yeah, they did. They X-Men 1, 2, and 3, and then they went back and did it seems like X-Men 1, 2, and 3 over again with the new ones. So you're
then
like,
just
wait,
letter them X-Men A, X-Men B.
That's a good one.
Something, so at least I can kind of keep track because sometimes they have all these clever names, and I'm like, I don't know if I watched this one or not.
So these are the 12 most overrated movies that people pretend to love. Avengers Infinity War, I agree with that.
Okay.
Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. I agree with that as well. It's not my favorite Star Wars out of the first trilogy.
Well, it doesn't have to be your favorite, but do you feel like it's overrated?
Yeah, the Ewoks ruined it.
Oh, shut up.
They did.
They made it great.
See, the Ewoks are my Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar Binks also great.
Yeah, a lot of us may not think that either.
It's a stupid sci-fi movie, guys. Let's not get all
Wow,
crazy.
did you just say that about my Star Wars?
I did.
Leave the building, sir.
Fine.
Number 3 is interesting. And I wonder, because this one's considered, he might even won an Oscar, or somebody won an Oscar for this movie, The Silence of the Lambs, an overrated movie that people pretend they love. Is that true for all of you? I saw it. I mean, it was okay for me, but I understand it was a good movie, but is it not a good movie?
I think it's a great movie.
I thought Silence of the Lambs was really good.
That's one of those ones I could watch over and over again. And I almost find something new to like about it every time.
I wouldn't go that far. I watched it once. I enjoyed it. And I was good. But the problem is I can't keep watching it because there's a character named Migs in it.
That's fair.
And he does something really awful, and I just don't necessarily want to keep watching that.
I thought that was true to life.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That was one of the new things I learned about it after I started working here. I was
wait a second.
Yeah.
Dude, you know how at least a couple times a year I will get a message from somebody, a listener, that's like, I was just watching Silence of the Lambs again. Did you know? And I'm like, yes, there's a character that throws something that Faith No More wrote a song about, and I don't want to be known for that.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's frowned upon in every place.
And it looks like they won 7 Oscars or 7 different awards. So Best Actor, Best Picture, Best Actress, Director, Screenplay. So it won a lot of awards.
It did, and they're calling it overrated. I disagree with that being on this list. When you win all those awards, you're not overrated.
You know what it might be is just because it's a horror film and a lot of people don't like it. You know what I mean? That's why it might be overrated.
I was thinking just because it's so old now. It's weird to say that, but it is an older movie. I'm wondering if it just doesn't hold up now to audiences.
That's a good question. It's just, again, the way they write this category, the people pretend to like this movie and it's an overrated movie. And I would argue you can pretend to like a movie that's good, but you just don't like it. That's different. But I don't believe Silence of the Lambs is overrated. I think that it's properly rated.
Yeah, I'm never going to pretend to like a movie. If I don't like a movie, if someone's going to not want to talk to me or not like me as a human being because I don't like a movie, that just seems ridiculous to me. Why do I have to lie to you that I like that movie too? And it's what?
Yeah.
Hoping that you're not gonna you're like, dude, I can't be around you. You didn't like Silence of the Lambs.
It's a tribal thing, man. You want to fit in, and you seem to not have a problem with either. I think you know what it is. I'm going to just say this. You are relatively likable, so you never have to worry about not fitting in. So that's why you go, I could do this, because most of the time people meet you and like you.
I hope. But I don't know. I don't know if that's the case.
Well, me, it's different. I'm telling you, in contrast, I'm not relatively likable, so I don't have the convenience of also going, F that movie.
But do you think because you guys both agree that you like the X-Man?
Yes.
It's gonna...
I need to stay in the tribe, Steve. I need to like my X-Mans.
X-Man, actually, there is a character named X-Man in the comic book series.
Okay, then.
Sorry, had to.
Nobody asked.
Yeah.
Too bad, I had to.
Okay, this one I agree with. Number 4 on the list of the overrated movies that people do not like. Frozen. But they pretend to like.
If it's not... You take Olaf out of the situation, and it's the worst movie
It's
ever.
just a Disney movie. It's like, I don't think it's better than Aladdin. I really don't. I think Aladdin is a much better movie than Frozen. But if you say anything against Frozen, it's just, I don't know if the songs are better. Adele Azim, I think she did a great job.
The character, dude, my daughter is obsessed with Elsa, but doesn't give a flying ski about watching the movie. And it makes me so happy. I'm like, you can buy all the Elsa. She wants to be Elsa for Halloween. All this stuff. I don't care, but we never watched it.
Isn't that wild? That's like she's never watched the movie, but she loves everything.
It's her favorite princess, yet we never watch it.
That is wild.
I know. I think we've watched The Little Mermaid more. I'm like, Ariel, what is a dumb conversation?
It's a great. I'm so happy you're having this conversation
with myself now.
Well, you never ever watched a Disney movie, and now you're that guy.
But I'm like, Ariel should be your favorite Disney princess. You watch that movie.
No, sorry,
you don't
Daddy.
watch Frozen.
Little kid logic doesn't make sense because it was the same. Lily didn't really ever glom on to Frozen. She liked the ice castle and stuff, but then her favorite princess has always been Jasmine.
It's so weird.
She doesn't watch Aladdin.
She has, oh man,
she likes it. She likes it just fine. She likes the live action one way better than the original.
What?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that you know what? We need to have a conversation.
And we'll even watch the Olaf specials, and she likes those. I'm like, Elsa's not even your favorite character in this movie. Yeah, you say it's your favorite prince. What am I doing?
Yeah.
These are the conversations I have at home.
Get ready until Moana comes back into your life again. I feel like that's a rotation.
In
every
for that
3 years.
one though. I like that movie
because of Rock.
You know it.
Do you have a relationship problem, a problem at work, or anything else where maybe you go, hey, I could use some advice? By the way, it does not matter how dumb you think it is. We're really experts on dumb.
A problem with your toddler liking Elsa?
Yeah, that's not dumb. You want a shot? You want a shot? How about you want to text us? We will be here for you. 206-803-ROCK. It's Help Wanted. We're doing that. It's 717 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. Is your relationship going sideways?
Have a family issue? Problems with your coworker?
Do you need advice? We're here to help. No problem is too dumb. No dilemma is too silly. This is Help Wanted with BJ and Migs.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Yep, Help Wanted. Lots of rockaholics over the years have been sending us messages, texts, and they've been phoning us like, hey, man, I got issues. And normally we say, hey, wait for listeners on the loose. But we have so many, we thought we should just do a whole segment, and that's what Help Wanted is all about. Relationship problems, problems at work, anything else. And again, it does not matter how dumb you think it is. We are here for you. 206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text.
Oh, this one came in this morning, and I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. But it sounds like the plot to Single White Female. You remember that movie?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a long time ago.
It's kind of dating, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't she like
what's her face?
Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Oh, Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Lee.
Oh, yeah.
And the whole thing is like she becomes friends with somebody, and then that woman starts dressing just like her. I think, spoiler, might even bang like that girl's boyfriend or whatever. It's just like she gets obsessed with like trying to be just like her.
Yeah, she's a little stalkery.
When did that movie come out?
92.
Oh, so it's just like yesterday, guys.
Yeah, it's not over 30 years old.
Yeah.
30 years old.
Yeah.
They need to remake it. Well, this text might be the reboot of it. I was hoping you guys could read this during Help Wanted. I met my neighbor about 18 months ago when they moved into the same development. We hit it off pretty quickly, became friends. But now, she's weirding me out. She came over one day while I was decorating my son's room and admired the bedroom furniture. She then ran out and bought the same bed for her son.
Oh, boy.
And that was just the beginning. She's since copied my dining room set. They got the exact same dog as we have.
Whoa.
She even started going to the same hairstylist and has a similar hairstyle.
Wow.
And get this, I recently bought a car. So did she. Same make and model.
Come on.
My husband and my teen daughter say it's hilarious. I don't think so. My coworkers tell me I should take it as a compliment, but I can't. Please help me. I've enjoyed her company at one point. Now I don't want her even in my house.
Oh, wow. You're that weirded out.
I mean, is an imitation the sincerest form of flattery or whatever it is?
Yeah, but it is, like, when does it go too far that it will freak you out?
I kind of want to like play a game with that person and just buy stupid stuff and see if she does it too.
Yeah, see, that's you. You would never think of the trolling, the stalkery aspect. You're all about the trolling.
Just commit to a bald cap and just say you shaved your head and see if she does it too.
And then when she does, then pull the bald cap off and be like, sucker! And then she pulls her bald cap off and she's like, I was on to you the whole time.
Dang it.
Yeah, I guess I would ask, what is it that really bothers you? Because you're right, Steve, you could take it as a compliment. What is it that bothers you? Is it because, like, hey, do your own thing, this is my unique style?
Be yourself.
Yeah, it's a weird. Some people would love the fact that, you know what, if they suggested this is the kind of furniture you should buy and this is the kind of car you should buy, people would love that you did that. Because how many times do we get advice?
I had that happen, not nearly as extreme as this, and I know my wife and I, she even said, yeah, kind of odd, because I had a friend, it was like kind of like a newer friend, and then when I got my Jeep, my Wrangler, soon after that, he got a Jeep Wrangler. And then he noticed that I had and I was like, whatever, that's fine. You know, he must like the car too. But it was just like, he noticed I had a tattoo of a silhouette of my wife on my arm. Soon after that, he got a tattoo with a silhouette of his wife.
Oh, that is a little
on his arm. Different backdrop. Like mine has like, like the Brooklyn Bridge skyline on it. And then my wife's in front of that. And his was completely different, but it was still a silhouette. And I remember when my wife saw that, she was like, that is a little strange. It wasn't like, I was still friends with the guy. But it was just it was odd at the time.
I guess
he's since moved on.
It's hard to say.
Not dead. He
Different. So you don't even see him anymore. Yeah. So who's he copying now?
I don't know. Someone else probably does. That was cooler.
I mean, people do that. They want to fit in, so they tend to. I know me. I sometimes start talking like the people I'm around. Like if they've got an accent, I have to watch myself. I start picking up that accent.
So if you're hanging out with someone from like the South,
yeah,
and they're like, "How y'all doing?"
I start doing that. Yeah,
y'all doing pretty. No way.
I mimic, I have to be careful around anybody who's from England because I don't want to insult them, but I will just go, I see what you're saying about that. Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I have to really watch myself.
Huh.
Now, if I'm subtle about it, where I don't know and they don't know, people seem to like it when you sound like them. People feel a little bit like, oh, it's more friendly because you're talking in the same pattern I am. But, so if there's I think there's a little familiarity and friendliness and welcoming if somebody seems like you, but this is very extreme, this woman's situation.
Yeah, that one, but I mean, I don't know if it's like, you need to be concerned about it. Maybe, do you say something?
Well, it's creeping her out to the point where she's like, I don't know if I want to hang out with her anymore. Which it's tough to. Everyone has their own line. I don't know, like if all of a sudden this dude was still in your life, Steve, and he was on this level of what this woman is. Like you walk over to his house and you see the same exact furniture that you have, and the same, like the TV's in the same place, and. I mean, what if he became a vegan and he wasn't a vegan?
He did actually when he checked on our house one time we were on vacation and he texted me saying, "Oh, I love all the stuff you have. My wife and I are now rethinking how we're going to decorate her." And I don't know.
Wow.
I thought it was strange, but I also thought sometimes you find inspiration from your friends. And so what's the big deal? Like he might just be like this woman, that's a cool dog. I never thought about getting that dog, but now that I see it, I kind of want one.
Yeah, it's just that's the car, the dog.
It's a lot. It's
the
a lot.
Furniture.
Yeah, it is a lot.
And then it's like, and it's like, does he dump the wife and get someone that looks like your wife?
Someone said, what if this neighbor's been stalking you longer than you knew and moved into that development as her first copy?
That's a great
boy.
See, that's a great plot for a movie.
That part's crazy.
That's what I like. That's the single white female aspect of it. I'm digging that.
I like the next text though. Says this woman who texted in is nuts. Who cares?
Yeah. See, but
is that how you feel, Danny? He said, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like I've been accused of like copying people's styles before
that's
and whatnot.
Why.
And I'm just like, that never was about you. I like the style, but it wasn't like because I met you that I had to emulate you.
Right,
you know?
right.
So I think that at that point it's like kind of just
to this level, Danny.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. What kind of coincidence is that? That same car, same dog, same furniture, same clothes.
It's a coincidence. I think maybe she's just inspired. She likes what you have.
When is it too far? If you were copying me, Danny, I'd be like, dude,
sleeping with the same man.
Oh yeah, that has
gone too far.
That has gone too far.
Yeah,
I remember. With my voice, Steve. I remember that I was pulled aside because I worked with a radio guy that said, "You got to be you. Stop trying to be me." And I didn't even know I was doing it. I just wanted to fit in. I wanted to keep that job so badly, so I started talking like that guy. And I remember I started talking like a radio show that I liked. And I started doing that, and he had to pull me aside. He goes, "What is this? What are you doing?
What are you doing?"
And I'm going, "Oh, I do like that show. I'm starting to sound like them, aren't I?"
So you're kind of like a human version of Tofu.
Yes.
Nice. Whatever.
BJ Tofu.
I like it.
So it's hard. It's hard when I'm like, I just want to fit in and whatever. And when I like something, I tend to like emulate it. But boy, on this level's I have to side with her because this is extreme.
One person just said, "Hey, maybe the other woman's just copying you because she has no personality. She's not stalking you."
I don't know, man. It's weird to that level. I know. Look, dudes don't care about anything. Let's be honest. I mean, do you even notice if somebody's copying you if you're a dude? Really? Maybe slightly, but then who do you care about? But on this level, like if I walked into somebody's home and they had the same stuff I had. And the same dog I had.
It'd be funny if they had the same pictures on the wall, but they're posing exactly how you pose in your picture.
It's like your silhouette tattoo. The silhouette tattoo is kind of like that.
It was odd, but it was odd just because I'm like, there were a couple other instances but at the end of the day, like, I mean, I've seen a cool tattoo before, and I would think I should get something like that. So I wasn't going to be like, I can't cut your arm off if you want to still be my friend. Like, it's not like
that's how it's got to be. Okay, that's the Steve rules.
Yeah.
Again, a couple one-offs is not a problem. It's just on top of each other, all the things that she's doing. It's like, okay, this is a bit extreme.
But maybe she's kind of like almost in a weird way looks up to you.
And so what do you? Do you like that? You like being on that pedestal?
No, I don't really want that. But I mean, I don't think
Again, a couple things I'm okay with.
So you stop being friends with the person if you like the person because they have the same dog and the same car?
That's a tough one. I think it's just a little like, what are you doing? Like what before you met me, what did you do with your life?
You should like pretend that you like took in like a new person into your home and see if they take into a new person to their home too. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just adopted this 47-year-old man.
Yeah, let's see what they do.
I'm gonna do it too.
Yeah, I love your idea of just testing out her,
trolling her,
testing her copying and seeing what she'll copy from you.
Or move. It's time to move.
Yeah, I gotta go.
And then she'll show up in the next place that you move to.
Yeah.
Pretend move. But what about those like for sale signs, but not really not sell your house and see if then they put their house up for sale.
You gotta paint the house a horrible color. That's what you do. Paint your house a horrible color, see if she follows suit.
I mean, I don't know if there's any way to have a conversation about that without sounding like you sound like the weirdo. Then I'm noticing you stealing my style. Like that's going to be a weird conversation.
Well, don't forget, there's some people. I remember my girlfriend was so pissed when somebody showed up at the prom with her dress. It ruined the whole evening.
Yeah.
So I think there are some people that just have their own unique style and don't like it when people copy it because maybe they feel less unique.
I always feel like that's one of the fun differences between, not that, like a joking, silly difference between men and women, because it happened at our radio convention. I had a shirt on and a guy had the exact same one. He came over and he goes, same shirt. And I'm like, H&M? He's like, yeah. And we high-fived. And I'm like, if we were women, we'd be punching each other right now.
Yeah.
Because not all women, but a lot of women, if you're wearing the same dress, would be like, that bitch.
So that's
we're both like, got it for $18.99. Oh.
Maybe that's the key. Like, like Danny said, like maybe the average dudes just don't care and the average women kind of do.
Someone said I mimic people as well, BJ. I had an audiologist tell me that that's because I'm a musician and I hear things and automatically interpret them.
Aha.
Aha.
See, I'm as talented as a musician.
I kind of want to have somebody in here that has an accent and hear you.
I know, right?
Start talking in their voice.
I tend to do it when I go to a region. Like wherever it might be.
Oh, so go broadcast from Ireland.
That's here. I'll be right there, me boy.
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing.
On top of the morning to you, Daniel.
The Texans will all be like, "What the hell is going on? Why is BJ having is he having a stroke?"
Might be,
maybe.
Yeah. So there you go. I don't know how you fix that with this lady.
I don't think you can.
But she's weirded out, which means there is a rift in the relationship. Something's got to be done.
What if then you find a new friend and they find a new friend? That's just like the friend that you
Then
have.
do you get pissed if she finds a new friend and then you walk over to her house and see it's all the new friend style and she's completely abandoned your style?
She's done with you?
Yeah.
All of a sudden that dog is gone.
Yeah, the poor dog's on the sidewalk with all the furniture and the car is up for sale. That would be really funny.
Or what if you have a new friend and they befriend that friend?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's a tough one. It is weird. Like I don't know what to say, man. It's all
that
weird to me.
That same guy also, he tried to become good friends with Ted. I forgot about that. Like,
see?
Because I remember we all hung out and he's like, yeah, your buddy keeps texting me. I'm like, this is strange.
Was he bald? Your friend?
He shaved his head.
I know it.
He had a full head of hair, but he did have a head
Look
shave.
at that. Look at that. See, he's trying to replace you.
Good thing he moved.
What if he was AI? What if this was Skynet all along, just trying to replace you?
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, see, that's what I think. Well, I don't know if we helped, but we sure helped ourselves.
Yeah, what are we supposed to do?
We're supposed to go in there and rip out all the furniture. And we're supposed to go in there on her behalf and go, do your own thing.
I think you're right. It is weird, but I don't know if it's necessary. I think I'm kind of with your husband. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It is weird, but things can be weird and it doesn't mean you need to be bothered by it.
Is the next step that people give us the numbers of these people and we call them and see if they'll come on the air and we'll try to fix it?
Why are you so weird?
Yeah, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with your own idea? That would be great to get them both on the phone.
Oh, yeah. Well, you need to let her know that you're a big fan of BJ and Migs. That way she listens. We need more listeners.
Oh, boy, that would be awesome if you had a bunch of friends like that that want to copy your... Then it's a good idea. I like that plan. Hey, what do you think was voted as the greatest soundtrack to a movie of all time? Oh, yeah, it's a list. And you'll disagree with it like I do. I'll tell you at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How much does bankruptcy cost?
Usually with my office, we do a flat fee that includes all your court costs, filing fees, credit counseling, credit reports, in one cost. In Chapter 13 cases, that usually starts at about $900. With Chapter 7 cases, the total cost, including all your court costs, attorney fees, is usually about $1,500. We offer payment plans on Chapter 7, so you can start a file with my office for as little as $200. You can send your creditor calls to us. We'll take your creditor calls while you get it, gather up your information, and make payments on the rest of the fees. With Chapter 13 cases, we can make payment arrangements in most cases as well and get your case filed even sooner in a Chapter 13 case because of the reorganization aspect to it.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
The worries we had as first years and the worries you had as fourth years.
You're a periodontist, I'm an oral surgeon. They don't want to be in our office.
The human in me was so angry.
There's so much opportunity to bring dentistry into a new era, and it's going to be this generation of dentists that's going to do it.
Dental Soundbites, created for dentists by dentists.
More sticky situations, amazing guests, fascinating information, and lots of resources you can use at work and in your life.
Season 3!
Coming soon, wherever you get your podcasts.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
It's after bedtime, the kids are asleep, and the moms are out to play.
We're Dina and Kristen, the duo behind the Instagram account Big Little Feelings. I'm Dina. I'm a child therapist and mom of two who nerds out on all things neurobiology and psychology. And Kristen is a parent coach who wrangles 3 kids on a daily basis, here to give it to us like it is.
We weren't meant to do this parenting thing alone. Consider After Bedtime your village.
Follow After Bedtime with Big Little Feelings on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. All right, we got a list here, and it was put together by uprocks.com, which means, I don't know, what, 3 or 4 people that work there decided to put a list together?
All right.
And that's how it usually goes. It's like the list is not scientific at all.
There's no way to make a scientific list about a subjective thing.
Well, when it comes to polling,
or objective,
no, it's subjective. You're
okay.
Right.
Okay, I was right. Yeah.
When it comes to polling, though, the more people you get involved in your poll, the more scientifically realistic it is. At least you can say the majority of people. But when the poll numbers shrink to 3 or 4 people in an office at a website trying to get clickbait, you kind of pretty much got to go, this is just a mess.
I love it because you just always get so mad at these lists.
I sure do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sure do. And this is no different. This is the best. These are the best soundtrack albums of all time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This is going to be the Troll soundtrack, of course. Yeah. Actually, it's got that Justin Timberlake song on it. It's pretty popular.
See, if you were putting together this list, it would also irritate me.
Oh, my list would solely be to get people annoyed. Yeah. That way they click on it, they yell at each other, you get mad, and then I'm happy.
So I'm going to play the song from what they believe was the best soundtrack of all, and soundtrack, of course, would be movies. That's the idea. So soundtrack to movies.
Okay.
So the best soundtrack of a movie of all time apparently is this one.
Purple Rain, Purple Rain.
I mean,
no. I know you mean, and I mean no.
Well, Purple Rain is a popular soundtrack, and arguably for a lot of people, that's the album that they go to when they want to listen to Prince. Like for casual Prince fans, that's the record you go to because it's got all the Prince songs you want.
Now, look, I am biased. I'm okay with Prince, but I do not love him the way other people love him. So that's why I'll never make this the best soundtrack of all time.
Okay, well,
so I have to argue that. But I would still say there has to be a better soundtrack than this out there.
Well, it's not my favorite, obviously. I mean, when Prince passed away, I was the idiot that purchased it because at the time you couldn't stream his record. So I purchased Purple Rain, and I was like, I listened to a couple songs. I'm like, Yeah, I'm really not a big Prince
Nice
fan.
purchase.
I like Darling Nikki. That's a great song. But I like the Foo Fighters cover, so I'm okay with that. Let's Go Crazy is a great song from there.
Yeah, it's a good song.
I mean, Purple Rain, of course. Was it Doves Fly? What's the hell?
Oh, When Doves Fly, yeah.
Is that on
When
there?
Doves Cry.
When Doves Cry.
That too. They cry, they fly. You know, they do all the things.
And look, it's good. I mean, especially for the time, it was very good, very creative. Is it the best soundtrack of all time? It's a tough one.
What would you say is your best soundtrack of all time?
Well, anything that's, a sci-fi movie, of course.
Okay, well, I don't think John Williams soundtracks are going to make this.
John Williams soundtrack should make it.
There's some great. He scores some great stuff.
There's no doubt about it. Though, I mean, see, I would argue, and it's not on the list, I would argue that the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 soundtrack might be only because it brought back some of those great songs from the 70s, and I really thought that was a great soundtrack.
That's a solid argument. I mean, there's some great songs on that, and you're right. It exposed music to people who never would have listened to those songs before.
And it showed they stood the test of time because a lot of people dug it.
Guardians of the Galaxy should be up there because it completely revitalized an entire era of music.
Yes.
Era.
So that's
what do you say, era?
No, it's a joke of the way John F. Kennedy used to say it.
Oh, okay.
We're here in an era.
All right.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about that. I've been doing it with my friends, and it just hit me. It was like an earworm thing, and I apologize. All right, this next one here, I think for the same reason we're arguing about Guardians of the Galaxy really deserve to be up there. It's hard for me not to, appreciate this being at number 2. It's a huge movie.
It's the John Travolta film, right?
Yes,
Saturday Night Fever.
And the Bee Gees, and of course it wasn't just the Bee Gees on the soundtrack, but
no, Kool and the Gang were on it as well. My brother had this soundtrack. I remember listening to it a lot.
It was disco, which a lot of people hated disco, but at the same time, a lot of people loved disco back then, and it was a great soundtrack to a movie. It's hard to argue with that.
It definitely typecast the Bee Gees as being a disco band, because I remember it was just a few months ago. I was hanging out with D. Ted Smith. We were having one of our late night hangouts, and I was like, what we end up doing is getting wasted and then going on YouTube, and we each play songs. And so I remember I was like, I'm going to play this one for you. It's going to blow your mind. I'm like, don't even pay attention to who it's by. Just listen to it. And I played I Started a Joke by the Bee Gees, which is not a disco song.
Right.
And he's like, who is this? This is awesome. I'm like, it's the Bee Gees. And it was just like, what the F? He's like, I thought they were just a disco band. I'm like, no. Before it's Saturday Night Fever, they were doing some more yacht rock type stuff.
Yeah, they were. You're right. They like a lot of bands were like, okay, here's the trend. Let's do this
and let's make a crap ton of money. And they did.
Yeah, they did. This one here, also, I could argue that it's a really good soundtrack and a very, very popular movie.
Girl, you'll be a woman soon.
You guys know what this is from?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Pulp Fiction, baby.
Urge Overkill's the band doing this tune.
And this is a cover of a Neil Diamond song.
That's right. Yes, it is. Oh, I totally forgot that.
Urge Overkill was so awesome. When I was doing college radio, we played Urge Overkill a lot. They were kind of like a good, just straight up rock band. But then they did that cover, and that was like their big success. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people know their music other than that version of Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon.
It's a good soundtrack to Pulp Fiction. It is. I remember just loving the music of that movie.
It's got that surf song on there too, right?
What's that called?
Surf Rider, the Lively Ones?
I don't know.
I guess it's that one.
I'd have to get it. Yeah. Or is that Misery Lou that you're thinking? I know it when you're talking about. I don't know if that's Surf Rider. It might be another. I know it's that guitar solo surf song.
Misery Lou?
I think it's Misery Lou.
Yeah.
I think that is Misery Lou on there, Vicky. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's the first song on there.
That's the one you're talking about. That's the surf song.
And that song was written by Quentin Tarantino? I thought it was always like a...
Wait, Misery Lou is Quentin Tarantino?
At least according to this track listing.
Wow.
And it had Dick Dale played on it.
Yeah, I thought that was an old song. That's a new song that he made, and did
he help write it?
That's insane. That wasn't made. That was made for the movie,
dude. I was never a big surf rock.
I even knew the name of the song. How would I know the name of that song? I thought it was an older song. But if Quentin's on there, unless he did some fudging of it and therefore got writing credit.
It says Dick Dale, king of the surf guitar.
Yeah, Mr. Lou's an old
so
song.
why did he get right? How did he get credit for that?
Wikipedia is just so delightful.
Oh.
Yeah, Mr. Lou's an old tune that Dick Dale did.
It was released in 1962.
Quentin Tarantino wrote it back in 1962.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I was like,
how do I know the name of that song if it only came out in Pulp Fiction? Because I feel like I knew it.
I love that you knew what I was doing.
Oh, that's a great. It's iconic.
Yeah,
it's iconic in the movie. It's an iconic song. No lyrics to that song either. It's just a great, great song. So I think Pulp Fiction deserves to be on the list. I get that probably a lot of people go, dude, so does Purple Rain. How about this one? And I think we would all appreciate this, being from this area.
Oh, yeah, this is my pick.
You think Singles should be number one soundtrack?
Well, if I'm making the list, yes.
I mean, again, it's the Seattle sound, wouldn't you say?
It's the Seattle sound, but honestly, the funny part is, I love all the the two Pearl Jam songs on there are arguably my two favorite Pearl Jam songs, which is State of Love and Trust and Breath. But then there's also artists that aren't even from Seattle, like Paul Westerberg. He's got Dyslexic Heart on there. That's a great song. They even have a Smashing Pumpkins song, which is one of my favorites, called Drown. But then you got Alice in Chains, Soundgarden. That song Birth Ritual is amazing. And this is when I think we all realized that Chris Cornell could just do solo stuff. Because before that, he wasn't doing anything solo. And that was the song that kind of broke out on that soundtrack. It's holy crap, Chris Cornell is not just a lead singer of a really loud, aggressive, awesome band, but him and an acoustic guitar is pretty badass.
Damn, Singles is over 30 years old.
Yeah.
Man.
That also had Mother Love Bone on there and Mudhoney. The Love Mongers, which is the Ann and Nancy Wilson.
Yeah.
They did a Zeppelin cover, Battle of Evermore, on that.
Singles is older than Pulp Fiction, and I would have lost a bet if you asked me to say which movie's older.
I feel like that's definitely, and there's a whole other list you could be where the soundtrack's way better than the movie. And I love Singles, the movie, because it's just fun. It's a dumb romantic comedy, but I enjoyed it because it's Seattle and all that. But at the end of the day, the soundtrack totally is way better.
Soundtrack is amazing.
Yeah.
I thought the movie was fun, but I can't disagree with that.
I'm never going to go back and watch that movie. I've watched it a couple times and I'm solid with that. I don't need to see it again, but I'll listen to the sound. I'll probably listen to it again today.
I think my comedian buddy Jimmy Schubert was in that movie way back in the day.
He was.
Yeah.
I believe you're right.
Yeah. All right, here's number 5. Again, these are soundtracks that are the best of all time, soundtracks to movies.
The man of the hour has an air of great power. The dudes have envied him for so
I'd say I have no idea.
Just makes me want to have sex.
Yeah. And the movie was Superfly.
I don't know it.
I have no idea because I was 12 at the time and I was not super or fly.
You know what's weird, though? I'm listening to this song and I don't know the song. I know of it. I only know it because I'm holy crap, the Beastie Boys sampled that
really?
part. It's on their Eggman song on Paul's Boutique, which they sample a billion things. But I didn't know where they got that sample from until right now.
It's funny you say that because I don't know what that song or movie is, but it reminded me of Superbad, the opening for Superbad when they're just them dancing.
Yeah,
that's what I thought it was, to be honest with you.
I wonder what is the opening? Did they actually play Superfly in Superbad?
I don't know.
That may be wild or some version of that.
I'll have to go back and listen and watch, but I know what Danny's talking about.
Yeah, that would be a really nice nod if Superbad had that in there and I didn't even recognize it.
Texter's got a good one. You got to put the Crow soundtrack on there. The Crow soundtrack was amazing. That had 9 Inch Nails. That had Helmet.
That's on Vicky's list.
Also had the Stone Temple Pilots song. That what was it? Big Empty?
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually own that, and I own the actual score soundtrack to it because it's that amazing, and I have it on vinyl.
Yeah. I really don't have a lot of disagreement, and yes, I know Purple Rain. I think Purple Rain should be in the top 10. Don't know if it should be number 1. I love that you keep
going back to that.
I have to. I just feel like, for me, I don't think it deserves to be number 1.
What's the movie, the soundtrack from, was it the Bryan Adams song? Everything I do it for you.
Yeah.
Where is that from?
I don't know what that
is. Is that Robin Hood?
Oh, yeah. I think you're right. I think you're right.
I don't know if there's any other good song on that soundtrack, but I remember being a kid and it was on MTV all the time, and it always said it was from that soundtrack.
Oh, yeah. Well, and
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Oh, and that wasn't Kevin Costner, was it? Was that a different one?
No, I think it was.
Oh, that was Kevin Costner's Robin Hood.
I got one for BJ.
Yeah?
And I'm surprised that is not your favorite of all time just because of the artist. Oh, that's terrible. Never mind. It was the Cyndi Lauper, Goonies Are Good Enough.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I love that soundtrack.
You have to know that I have not seen that movie.
You've never seen the movie?
I have not seen Goonies. That's one of the that's the embarrassment that I have to.
There we go. So good.
Yeah, I mean, I like the song.
Yeah.
Never saw the movie. I don't know why. I have no idea how I missed that movie because that's my time. And I just never. But it's a kid. I thought it was a kid's movie, and I was like in my 20s, I believe.
I think you would love that movie personally.
Yeah, you say
Goonies?
so.
Yeah, it's all about
absolutely
pirate ships,
Yeah.
memories.
Yeah, I hope so.
Adventure.
Oh boy,
Boobies.
Does it show?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, booby
oh.
traps.
Yeah.
Not really, actually, boobies.
Yeah.
Booby traps. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I one day maybe I will, but it is like the embarrassing thing that people say, "What haven't you watched that everybody's watched?" And that's it.
So you want to keep that so you have an answer?
Yeah, I don't have any desire to watch Goonies. I don't know why, but I don't. That and the movie Stand By Me, I've only seen bits and pieces of that, but I've never watched that whole movie.
I'd say, though, Goonies probably has a better stands the test of time over Stand By Me.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I think.
Wow, that's,
If I had to pick.
Yeah, because everybody, I mean, so many stars came from, well, probably both movies, actually.
One texter brought up a good one, the soundtrack for Judgment Night. Again, another soundtrack better than the movie situation. It was like
I didn't even know Judgment Night.
It was an Emilio Estevez movie where they ended up in like the wrong side of town and something crazy happened. Like it's
Judgment Night.
But the record, they paired up all these rock bands with hip hop groups, and they had to collaborate and write songs together. So Pearl Jam did something with, I think, with Cypress Hill. Biohazard did something with Onyx. Helmet did a song. Sir Mix-a-Lot was on there.
That's a cool idea.
It was a really, really fun sound. Faith No More and Booyah Tribe. Sir Mix-a-Lot and Mudhoney, they collaborated together. Run DMC and Living Color.
Wow.
It's pretty awesome, man. It's like, and it was like truly like a groundbreaking record in a sense. I mean, yeah, there were rock bands and there was like rock and rap combining together before that, but that really kind of started everything up. Like, holy crap, you can actually have like a rap vibe over a rock music.
Yeah. Wow, I was unaware of that record or that movie.
Movie's trash. I enjoyed it, but it's trash.
Oh, well, that's saying a lot coming from you.
Well, no, it's a typical Steve movie. It's not good.
You don't usually admit that.
6 out of 10 on IMDb.
That's not as horrible as you'd think.
It's got Emilio Estevez, Cuba Gooding Jr., Dennis Leary's in it, Jeremy Piven.
Wow, they've got some people in that movie.
Yeah.
And it's not good.
Watch It actually is really good, and I'm like here saying it's trash.
6 out of 10, which is, I mean, it's probably not fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
35% on the tomato.
Oh, that's really bad. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste my time.
What's the premise again? It's like does it say?
It says new father Frank, played by Emilio Estevez, departs for a night out, joining his friends Mike and Ray as they head out for a boxing match. And last minute, they're joined by John, who is Frank's brother, and they're stuck in gridlock traffic. They take a shortcut, get lost, and a very dangerous neighborhood, and they witness a murder by a gang leader.
There you go.
Oh, look at that.
The gang leader is Dennis Leary.
Oh,
And
that's
then-
an odd gang leader.
Right. They flee, but Felina wants them hunted down and eliminated.
It's an Irish gang leader, I guess?
I guess.
It's a gang of comedians.
That's
Angry
what
comedians.
it is. There was a guy that asked a pilot a dumb question to be funny, and the pilot went off on him. We have the audio, and you're going to hear it at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What's up, everybody? Okay, do you guys know that even if we all ate the same and exercised the same, that we would all still look completely different? I'm Lacey Green. I'm a super trainer with Body. That's BODI.com. I'm telling you, this is something that you need in your life. The app isn't just about having a perfect body, because what is that anyway? It's about what we call health esteem. Feeling good about yourself right now, just as you are, as you work on the person you are becoming. Using Body's tools to find your version of happy and healthy. Body isn't just some software. It's people. It's trainers, nutrition, and mindset experts, and a community of other people just like you and me. And they even have my program for beginners only, which you have to try even if you've never worked out a day in your life. I'll get you off the couch and started on day one, finding the joy and dropping the judgment. And don't take my word for it. You can try it for free right now for 14 days at body.com. That's body with an I.com. Let's get up, get moving, and feel good. Whoop, whoop.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. You got to check out this video on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com, because there's a dude who claims to be a comedian who asked a pilot walking into a flight if he'd been drinking. Pilot, not a fan of that joke, did not find it funny. And, of course, this guy was secretly recording the video because he wants the hits. He wants all the hits on the TikToks and the Instagrams. Here's the audio of the comedian being funny with the pilot.
Okay. How you doing? Good. Are you the pilot of this flight? Yeah, what's up? You haven't been drinking or anything, have you?
You know what?
I'm joking around. It's
I'm not joking.
It's a joke, sir.
I'm not joking. I can pull you off right now.
Oh, my God. You ever heard of a joke? I'm a comedian. Oh, my God. I'm a comedian. It was a joke. You don't laugh. Excuse me. I'm very sorry I offended you.
Okay. And the reason being you don't do it because that gentleman right there and anybody who else is around now doubts what I do for a living. All right? So I don't go into your work.
I understand. It was a joke. I didn't mean to offend you. Didn't mean to offend you. Wow. See what I mean about life?
Yeah,
I don't know what you mean by life.
Yeah, you're a comedian. Boy, you are. I really wish you wouldn't claim to be.
Is it possible to not like either person in this situation?
Yes.
Okay, because it's a dumb joke, but at the end of the day, like, couldn't the pilot just be like, all right, like, do we need a life lesson on this? Because if I'm in line and this guy asks that joke, I'm not thinking that the pilot's actually drunk. You know, I know that's his example. He's like, you don't understand. Like, if you say that, other people are going to... I'm like, no, I wasn't going to think that. I just thought this guy told you a stupid joke and you just move on with your day.
But you don't have a fear of flying. Like, I have a friend who needs to take, like, a Valium and 3 mimosas before she could even maybe get on a flight. Like, she is just that terrified. So putting this in her mind probably would not put her at ease.
All right.
I don't know. That was my only thinking, where I can maybe give a little bit more to the pilot.
The pilot's like, I'm wasted, haha. Like, you didn't say anything back. You could just like
yeah, I guess
kind of get it.
I'm just so tired of people recording things for entertainment.
Yes.
And you're right. The pilot could have been cooler and like whatever, but I don't know if the pilot noticed the phone. He didn't seem to look down at it. But he was being. I'm just like these people recording people against their will and then trying to be funny. And this, I'm a comedian. What's the problem?
Is he a comedian? No. Like, I mean, is he even like does he do stand up? Do we know?
I've never seen the guy or heard of the guy, but he keeps saying he's a comedian.
Yeah,
is that all you got to say to be a comedian? I'm a comedian.
It was posted by somebody else who like posts like travel like fails and stuff like that. So I'm not sure what his name is.
I will say though, when somebody does a joke and you do get offended, which sometimes it can happen, especially if it's personally directed at you, and then somebody goes, it's just a joke, because it's like, no, literally you launch that at me, and I have a right to be upset over it. Now, if I'm in a crowd and you do a general joke and you're at a comedy show, then I go, are you really offended? What are you doing? But if it's a thing sent at me, and then he's like, well, why are you so butthurt? Well, you literally are recording a guy telling a joke about his profession and you're kind of being a douche. I think that,
is the pilot actually drunk? That's the question.
Well, that's interesting, Steve, because it was a pretty extreme response.
He like really shut it down. Like,
yeah, he did.
Understand, man.
Yeah, I think the pilot was overly serious and probably a little butthurt, maybe because he feels like his profession's been tainted.
He's overly serious, and the comedian was overly unfunny.
Yeah, I think to answer your question, I see how you could not like both people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could. I could see that.
I don't think there's any winning in this one.
No, there isn't, except I'm slightly going towards the comedian because he just makes the whole profession look bad, and he's recording him for whatever the hell he wants.
For a TikTok.
And it was lame.
Yeah.
It was just, hey, you drunk? Okay, thanks, Jimmy. Thanks for the great comedy.
Yeah, he should have run that one by his comedian friends first.
I would have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have. Oh, there you go. Congratulations. They both look bad on that one. We give them both a thumbs down. That's it. New survey. All right, we got a new survey. And a lot of people are saying yes to this. In a new survey, 91% of the people who have told guests to make space their own, regretted it at one point. So I guess it's when you've said, hey, man, come on over.
My house is your house.
Yeah, and and 91% of the people regret that.
How you could avoid that is just by not letting anyone come into your house.
That's been me.
That's right. For the longest time, you didn't let anyone over.
Remember I offended that dude? Great guy, our buddy Griff. And he was a radio guy.
Awesome guy.
And he wanted to come visit me.
He wanted to stay at your place.
And I was like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And he really was offended. He goes, you wouldn't let me stay over at your house? I go, dude, nobody can come over to my house. I don't want anybody in my house.
It was so great. Like, hey, BJ, I'm going to come on over. Because he had that gruff voice. He was awesome. And then you're like, that's awesome. And he's like, yeah, I was thinking, can I just crash your place? He's like, no, but here's a good place for you to stay at a hotel.
Yeah.
And he was like, wait a minute. If you came and visit me in Atlanta, I'd be more than happy to let you stay at my place.
And I kind of was like, I wouldn't want to stay at your place.
Yeah.
And it's nothing. And I love this guy. This guy is such a dear friend. I haven't ever, and yet I don't want people staying with me. I mean, I've relaxed a little bit over those years because it's been over 15 years, I think.
You at one point didn't even want people to come over just to come over.
Yeah.
Not even just like the sleepover, obviously.
Yeah. I the board gaming has helped me open my house up to people. You're right. I just didn't want people in my house, and I didn't want to be. I hate it when people go, "Hey, when you come to town, I got a big space now. I don't want to be there."
Yeah, it's one thing for me. Like I'm kind of in that, but it's more of like the random people we meet at boot camp. Like I could never just be like, "Hey," or like our radio convention. I could never just be like, "Hey, yeah, I met you one time. If you're in Seattle, come stay the night with me."
No.
At that point, I'd be like, "No, you can find your own spot." But they have to be like a certain level of friend before you can come stay at my house.
Hell, I don't even want them to crash at the hotel if they like, "Hey, I don't have a place to stay." I'm like, "Well, that's a bummer." Meanwhile, I have 2 beds and I'm staying there by myself. I'm like, I wish I had the space for you, but one of the beds is just made and I can't unmake it.
That's fair.
And this survey is showing me I'm correct in my wanting to keep people out. 91% said, yeah, we regretted telling people to make themselves at home because they have seen some pretty bad behaviors from guests.
I don't have a lot of people stay over, mainly because my wife's a clean freak and I don't want to put her through that. It's not even like she puts her foot down and says no. I just know like she'll be like outside that door wherever they're sleeping, like scrubbing things down, like soling it. Like the minute they leave, it's just like it's not worth the headache.
Yeah, you got to know that we're not that type.
Right.
How about this? Again, these are people that you let stay in your home, and in this survey, the worst behaviors of the people that have done that.
Ooh.
And on the list, expecting to be fed more meals than you plan to serve.
That's weird.
Well, like late night munchies, like are they knocking on your door? Like, hey, where are the pizza pockets?
I mean, the audacity. I don't even know who does family meals anymore. I mean, maybe some people still do, but even still, it's
We do.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if it's a regular thing or if people go out. You just I don't make that assumption anymore. I know you do. I don't know. I mean, Danny, do you guys have like family meals, or do you just get whatever you get? Like I always think it's like the Big Bang Theory. Everyone's just eating on the couch some takeout.
No, some Chinese food.
Yeah,
not when usually when we have a guest come stay with us. It's always about like going out to eat.
Yeah,
like it's almost all 3 meals. We'll take them out to eat wherever because it's like, oh, you're here to experience Seattle. However, like my aunt, when we go stay with her in Phoenix, she cooks all 3 meals. We hardly ever go out to eat when we go.
Is she
there.
a good cook?
She's fantastic.
Okay, yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah,
and
that's all I expect. It's like
you're going to say no. We wish we could just go to McDonald's.
Yeah, that would be horrible if if a person thinks they're a good cook. So yeah, I feel that's really rude to go, hey, what about? Is there any more meals coming? Yeah, it's called you go to the store and buy something and make it.
Or McDonald's.
Or the worst is like I've had some buddies when they crashed back in the day when I had my own place and they would eat while I was asleep. They would go in the refrigerator and eat things that I was planning on eating the next day.
Oh, that's BS, dude.
And I'm just like, I remember I'd like wake up. I'm like, I'm going to have that leftover sandwich. And I open up the fridge and I'm like, where's that box? And I see the boxes in the garbage and it's like, oh man, I ate that. I was wasted last night. I crushed it. And I was like, well, cool. And I was really excited about eating that.
No, my folks had a person living with them for a little while. It was like a family friend, and my mom would always make these big meals, so we would have leftovers the next day. So this guy would not only have family dinner, and then the next morning would eat the entire second portion. So the portion that was meant to feed 5 of us, he would just eat all in one day without a care in the world. And he wouldn't even pay for groceries. He wasn't
Was it bulking season for him? Like
I don't know. And he's not even like a chubby dude. He's a skinny dude. So I don't know. Maybe he was bulking.
See, I know profiling is a bad thing in most cases, but in this case, profiling people that stay that want to crash.
Yeah,
they're those people. They're those people. They're those people that Vicky just described. And in this list here, if anybody needs to crash at your place for any reason, like they don't want, they're those people. They overstay their welcome. They make messes. They expect food. They take your food. I mean, they keep you up too late. Everything on this list is like those people. I think that's a profile that should be allowed to be done on anybody that wants to crash in your place. And you're like, really?
The overstaying and welcome one is always the worst. Because I've had that happen before. I moved to my old house. We had a couple buddies. Like it was like my buddy Ted, obviously Ted from the bedroom, and one of our other buddies crashed, and Ted was up ready to go, and the other buddy was just passed out, and we're both like, "You gonna get up at any point? Like, we need to go. Like, get out of my house. Like, I need to clean up. My wife's coming home. I need to make sure everything's in good shape, and like, you're just passed out."
Oh, man. And drinking too much alcohol is on this list. I had a game night.
Well, if you don't want them to drink it, don't have it there.
That's what people thought. I had a game night, and somebody literally took the entire bottle of whiskey downstairs and drank it. They didn't even play the game with us.
Were they drunk at the time?
No, not at the time.
Okay, that's how they got drunk. Then.
Yeah. I'm like, are you? And
Is
then
that why Joe's not allowed at your house anymore?
That's why Joe's not allowed.
That's correct.
Change the keys and everything.
It's like, no way, man. What? How do you think this is a thing? And my favorite, of course, is the dude that came to my house. And this is just for a game night. This is why I won't have anybody stay with me. The dude comes and goes, he didn't like the flavor. He didn't like the Coke I had because I didn't have regular Coke. I had the Zevia artificial colas because I was like, I don't want to drink too much Coke.
Yeah, what's wrong with you, man?
And he was like, where's the regular Coke? I go, at the store where you could have bought it when I said, bring whatever you'd like, you idiot.
Right. Wow.
Oh, man. And so it's bad enough I have to deal with these people just when I have them over for an evening of entertainment. I am not letting somebody stay at my house.
You know what was the worst? Was I remember one time having a buddy and they invited people over.
Oh no.
And I had to shut it down. I'm like, wait.
No.
I was like, what were you doing over there? He's like, oh, I just invited some people over. Is that cool? I'm like, no. Actually, no, it's not cool. And they're like lady friends. I'm like, no, like this isn't going to be like your hookup palace. Like this is my home. Like,
how do you think that? See, again,
like maybe a single version of me would have been like, yeah, let's rock, but like, no, man, I'm not going to have a couple of rando chicks showing up to my house.
Yep. This is why I say no. I profile anybody that wants to stay at my house. I think you're that guy. Sorry, you're that guy.
Have you ever wanted to clean up though? Like I stayed at a buddy's place and their bathroom was such a mess. I was like, I should probably just clean this. This is disgusting. Like, it wasn't even my fault.
You're a heck of a guy.
Oh, I didn't, but I thought it.
Oh, man. I've been over there with razor clippings that have never been cleaned up. And it's just all over the sink. And you're just like, what the F do you know? It's a white sink. Can't you see what this is? I do. It looks like it's an ant party.
I'm going to go brush my teeth in the kitchen sink because it's cleaner.
Brush my teeth in the sewer. It's cleaner.
I was dating a girl one time and I went over to her apartment to hook up and went to her bathroom and the toilet was just atrocious. It was so gross.
Was it like Puby City?
No.
Probably, yeah,
number 2 city. If
no, thank you.
Yeah, and
I'm
it was
out.
one of those I never called her after that again.
Did you hook up that night though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, see that's when you know. That's when you know.
I mean, I was already there.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, at that point,
yeah. But I'm not going back there.
You're already in the water.
Yeah. Boy, I just don't know if I could.
Not that water.
Yeah, right.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, God, no. I have been to places where I'm like, I wouldn't hook up with this person. I made that decision. It's like, I walk in and go, because I asked myself, because I've been in dating situation. I've been to people's places.
Are you planning on hooking up with those?
No, but I
was going to say, wait, you're a married man just going over to people's places. Is that what comes to your mind? Like, if I could, should I?
Because I think of this person bringing men over. You know what I mean? So I think of my younger self. And so I have that conversation with myself. I'm in this pigsty of an apartment of this girl. And I'm like, I picked her up to take her to a con one time. And so I had to use the bathroom. I walked in there and I was like, oh, man, would I have in my younger days? I don't think I could.
Oh, yes, you would.
I don't think I could.
I mean, short of there just being spiders and insects everywhere. I don't think it would stop much.
Oh, that's what would stop the spiders and insects. Okay,
stop me.
We all have different things that would stop us. It's you. It's like it's spiders and insects.
I'm
out.
full of spiders.
Yeah, I'm okay with the spiders and insects.
Do you tell them hey, just to let you know?
No,
if I was single, I would not hook up with you.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, wow, because I was, there weren't many times that I got to go back to a girl's apartment. I don't ever get to go to a young girl's apartment normally. So I walked into this place and I thought, oh my God.
Was it a hotel though?
No, it was their place.
Because I feel like hotels, sometimes you learn people become slobs, even people that aren't slobs.
Yeah, and then you have to wonder because the hotel people clean it up for them. And if their room is still a mess, even though, every day somebody comes in and tries to clean it up, you're like, oh my God, you must really be a cyclone.
I think the housekeeping people only do so much. They're not going to fold your laundry or fold your clothes.
Oh, they won't fold my clothes?
And put them in a drawer.
That's not cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they should do, shouldn't they? Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one right.
What U.S. state is the animated series South Park supposed to be set in?
Colorado.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not sure if you decided, I don't know if I want to answer the correct answer.
No, I said that with complete confidence. I don't know what you
really did. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-803-ROCK. We're going to play Beat Migs. We'll do that at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another question from a listener. I'm getting my wages garnished. Can bankruptcy help with that?
Absolutely. One of the big reasons people file bankruptcy is because they have a judgment or a lawsuit against them, or their wages are getting garnished, and so they can't pay their other regular ongoing bills. People sometimes think that you can't file bankruptcy once they have a judgment against them or once a garnishment has started, and that's not true. Filing bankruptcy will immediately stop any garnishment that you have going, except for child support, and stop your creditors from continuing on with garnishments of your bank account, your wages, and in most cases will discharge that liability through the bankruptcy process. And we can file a bankruptcy case for you usually the day you come in.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
The inspiring vistas that go on for miles. The clean mountain breeze across a forest filled with wildflowers. The exhilarating adventures that have a way of staying in your memories. The charming, historic Main Street where you can walk to dining, shopping, and more. Park City, Utah. When you love it, like we love it, you're on the right trail. Learn how to visit with care at visitparkcity.com.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
Hey there, everybody. I'm Melvin Robert from the TV show Extra. Every day on our show, we talk to the biggest celebrities and the biggest newsmakers around. We get exclusive details about hookups and breakups, baby news, and the behind-the-scenes info from your favorite TV shows and movies. But we can only fit so much on our show. That's where Extra the Podcast comes in. Listen and follow Extra the Podcast and Odyssey Podcast on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Big thanks to all the rockaholics who donated for Kicks for Kids. We're looking for $20,000 to help out 400 kids at Mary's Place. Boy, did you deliver.
We asked for 20,000, like you said. We got over 30,000. I think like 32,000 and counting for all the kids that need brand new shoes, which is just great right around this time, school time. You know, it helps improve their self-confidence, their self-esteem, and all that. And just gives them a brand new pair of kicks. And they pick it out, which is awesome. And thanks to rockaholics like Sharita Steffen donated $50, Craig Swedda donated $50, and Dale Spurrier donated $69.
Nice.
All these rockaholics and so many more have donated, been very generous with their money, and we can't thank you enough for that.
And you can still donate.
Yes.
Go to KISW.com today.
Let's play B Migs.
It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Be Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa. Be Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to be Migs?
Oh, yeah.
I know Thomas from Oak Harbor is. Thomas, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good morning. I'm ready for my BJ.
Good morning.
All right. Then, well, we'll see if we can find someone to help you out.
Best of luck.
Yikes. All right, Steve, now get out.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Thomas has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Same name as a day of the week, Ice Cube and Chris Tucker starred in what 90s movie?
Friday.
Yes. The majority of planet Saturn is made up of what element?
Hydrogen.
Yes. Boxing legend George Foreman has 5 sons, all named what?
George.
Yes. Bolo and bow are both types of what fashion accessory?
Necktie.
Yes. Gaston and Mrs. Potts are characters from what Disney movie?
Oh, Beauty and the Beast.
Yes. Johns Hopkins University is located in what U.S. state?
Maryland.
Yes. Madonna had the hit songs titled Like a Virgin and Like a what?
Pass.
Latte is the Italian word for what beverage?
What was that?
Latte is the Italian word for what beverage?
Oh, coffee.
No.
Espresso.
No.
Cappuccino.
No. Who both created and stars in the sitcom Curb Your Enthusiasm?
That's, what's his name?
Yes.
Jason Bateman.
No. You got 6 correct, though, Thomas.
You were on a roll.
You were really on a roll. I thought for a second he was going to get a perfect 10.
That roll.
I'm working on it.
Yeah. I didn't work hard enough, though, unfortunately.
We'll
but I don't know. This could be close.
Yeah.
Steve, are you ready?
Yes.
Same name as the day of the week. Ice Cube and Chris Tucker starred in what 90s movie?
Friday.
Yes. The majority of planets planet Saturn is made up of what element?
Mass.
No.
Gas.
No.
Hydrogen.
Yes. Boxing legend George Foreman has 5 sons all named what?
George.
Yes. Bolo and bow are both types of what fashion accessory?
A what?
Bolo and bow.
Fashion. A jacket?
No.
Hat?
No.
Tie?
Yes. Gaston and Mrs. Potts are characters from what Disney movie?
Fantasia.
No.
Sleeping Beauty.
No.
Snow White.
No. Johns Hopkins University is located in what U.S. state?
Oh, New York?
No.
New Jersey?
No.
Pennsylvania?
No. Madonna had the hit songs titled Like a Virgin and Like a what?
Prayer.
Yes. Latte is the Italian word for what beverage?
Coffee.
No.
Latte is hot.
No.
Chocolate.
No. And you get 5 correct, which is a loss, 6 to 5.
Nice work, Thomas.
Yeah. 2-0 for me.
Oh, yeah. That's how we like to see it. Thanks for playing, buddy. Here you go, Steve. Wow, I was surprised. Oh, Steve had this.
He did not.
Yeah, this was a shocker.
2 that Thomas got correct. Gaston and Mrs. Potts are characters from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry about
And Johns Hopkins University
Gaston,
is in Maryland.
Maryland.
You were kind of all around it.
Yeah.
And does anyone know what latte is the Italian word for what beverage?
Cappuccino?
No.
Is it
Milk?
Yeah, it's milk.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of milk in that thing.
There's a lot of milk in those lattes.
Oh, latte's a milk drink.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild? I mean, you really literally go, can I have some coffee with my milk?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you literally just kind of order milk, I guess, if you order a latte.
Can I have a grande milk?
Oh, that sounds kind of gross.
I guess maybe I do still drink milk from time to time because I say I don't drink milk at all, but I guess I do.
Yeah, you just get the fancy soy milk or oat milk or almond milk or all the other milks.
No, I don't get any of those.
You would just get a regular.
Oh yeah, I don't do those milks.
Oh,
those
yeah.
milks
I
are
don't
for
do those milks.
Those milks are for plant-based weirdos.
You
Yeah, I
do
don't
those
know
real
those
cow.
person. Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought latte meant coffee, so kind of blew my mind.
Me too. I learned something new today.
I never once even questioned what it meant. I was just
Really?
like, it's just a word. I was like, okay, I'll have a latte.
I just assume latte, cappuccino, Americano, they all just mean coffee.
Coffee of some sort. Yeah, I agree.
Nope, means milk.
Americano.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on losing, Steve.
Thanks a lot.
You're so
Really
welcome.
appreciate it, Sarah.
You're such a loser,
You're so
Steve.
sweet.
I know.
Corey Taylor from Slipknot was recently asked what was the weirdest fan gift he'd ever received.
Well, being the frontman of Slipknot, I'm sure everything they've received is very normal.
Yeah, I know. That's the scary
Flowers.
thing. Yeah.
Maybe a nice plate of chicken wings.
Yeah, I know. That's like you do have to wonder, like when one of your fans comes up, I got something for you. Yeah, but you're my fan. What the hell could this be?
You get nervous, I bet. But also, like, maybe you're flattered because sometimes people are very thoughtful in the gifts that they want to give you.
Well, this one person gave him a cow's heart.
Okay, that's a little strange.
That is very, and he said it was from his the band's biggest fan in Holland, who passed away about 10 years ago. His name was Crazy White Sean.
I don't know why he got that nickname.
No, I don't know why
he's giving
Crazy's
people
in their name.
hearts for gifts.
Yeah, and so Corey says, we were in Amsterdam on Valentine's Day to play a show. He brought us a real cow heart in a Valentine's box, and it smelled effing awful.
Wouldn't you contact security at that point?
I would.
Even if you know that Crazy White Sean's a big fan of the band, I feel like he might have crossed the line right there.
And then he said somebody tried to take a bite of it and immediately threw up.
Okay.
And here's Corey like, yeah, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen, and I have been around and seen some dumb things.
Can you think of the strangest gift that you've ever been given?
Ooh.
Because I can think of one from a listener. It's forever ago. I wish I had a picture of it.
What did you get?
They gave me a framed picture of him and his girlfriend and their dog.
Oh, that is a very bizarre gift.
It was nice because, like, I don't know. Well, I say it was nice because I was afraid you might stab me. But I was like, you know, it's in one of those gift bags with the little paper, and you're just like, okay, well, he's like, here, man, I want to give this to you. And it's a picture of his family. And I'm like, what am I going to do with it?
Are you supposed to put that up?
Oh, I put it on top. I put it on my fireplace. When my now wife, girlfriend came on, she's like, what is that? I'm like, oh, it's a nice gift I got from Melissa. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I just wanted to mess with you. I was like, I don't know what to do with this. I'm like,
that is hysterical.
Essentially, it didn't make it. With the move, it got lost.
It didn't make it in the move.
Somehow. I don't know where it went.
That is a very bizarre gift.
It was like, I don't know how to get inside that person's mind, but I know they meant well, so I was kind of flattered, but also I was like, what am I going to do with this?
When do you ever give a gift of your family, like a family picture to somebody? I guess your mom, your dad?
And it wasn't even like a glossy print from like Walmart or Walgreens. It was like a photocopy printed, like a color piece of paper, like not on like a glossy paper.
Oh no!
And one of those like real cheap frames, so it wasn't like I could reuse the frame. You know, like the frame that's already kind of falling apart,
right?
And it's not even real glass. It's
wow!
Like, the whole thing was strange, man.
Wow!
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't even know how to get in the head of that person.
I think they meant well.
I mean, I hope they did.
I'm pretty sure they meant well.
Wow! It's not a cow heart.
No, I didn't try to eat it.
I think I got a half a Twix one time from a listener.
That's pretty amazing.
Because I was out at like a live remote somewhere, and they're like, "We heard you like Twix on the air." But I got hungry and I ate half of it on the way here, and I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, that's also pretty bizarre.
Sweet, I'm hungry too, but I didn't want to eat the whole thing, so it's worked out perfect.
I didn't eat the Twix.
Yeah, no. I don't blame you. It's like, sorry, I don't trust the fact that this is not in a sealed package.
Yeah. Right, the treatment said, what about that Molly Moon shirt I got you, Migs? Because that was the most epic thing ever, picture ever. He meant to get me, I think, a large T-shirt, but he got me like a children's large or something, or like a kid's large.
Oh, that is
funny. It did not fit. It was like super medium.
Yeah. Wow,
that was awesome, though.
That's some good stuff. I just remember we got a recent package of T-shirts that were... from that gentleman who I love so much.
The Playboy guy.
That were like, he did his own Playboy bunny designs and then had his own other messages on there.
He had the Kraken logo on them.
He did, yeah.
They were like iron-on prints.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, you want me to walk around with this, huh? Mm-hmm. I don't know about that, sir. Yeah, don't think that's going to happen.
No.
And also, I guess Corey said they received a decayed human femur with their song "People Equal Crap" written on it.
Oh, that's a good song.
Yeah.
And yet, so somebody gave him a bone, a human body bone.
I mean, it's Slipknot, and they have like these images of like that, almost like horror film imagery in their videos. I mean, I know that they're not like serial killers or cannibals or anything like that, but you know, like they're pretty extreme with their visuals. So I can kind of sort of understand why someone thought like maybe the band would dig this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I suppose you're right. I guess even if I wasn't that guy, well, this is what the band's about.
Oh, I had another good gift. This
you
one
get
was
the
so
good. You get the good ones.
It was a gift card to some. I think it was like a gift card to like Subway, because I remember it was around the time we were talking about Subway. I was having a listener was like, "Here, I got you this." I was like, "That's really nice, thank you." And it was like $10 on it. I go there, and there's no money on the card.
They just gave you either a used up or a non-charged up gift card.
Or they just, I don't know what the hell happened. I'm like, here, again, the good lady ran it. No, it doesn't work. I'm like, are you sure? She's like, you must have already used it all. I was like, I've never even used this.
That's funny.
That's hysterical.
And it made me think that would be a funny prank to play on like your friends. Like, just give them your already used gift cards.
Yeah, well, you could take those gift cards off the racks. They say $25 to $500, and you can just. I mean, I don't
think they're activated. So
yeah,
they're
they're not.
Yeah.
You have to go through the register.
So maybe that person just stole a Subway card.
Yep.
And said, "Here you go." And
There
I was
you
like,
go, buddy.
But I never knew what to do with that. I didn't want to who am I going to go back to the person and message them on social media and be like, "Hey, dude, that Subway gift card you gave me had $0 on it."
That's what I'd do. Because then you get another one.
Because then you get another one.
That's what you do.
Maybe.
You call them on it and go, hey, what's this? What are you doing?
So my friend gave us a $25 gift card to Grubhub for my daughter's 3rd birthday. She's 3. She can't order food from an app. Also, we live in a very rural area that Grubhub does not deliver to. So that card got regifted to my sister-in-law.
There you go.
At least someone got to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is time for Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. Call us, text us at 206-803-ROCK. We'll take those calls. We'll take those texts at 917 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by Kia of Puyallup. 206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text, and whatever you want to talk about. Get through, do it, have fun, and follow Steve's rules.
It's a simple rule, BJ. Show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong you. And then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text.
Ooh, we have an update from our Help Wanted segment from yesterday. So every morning in the 7 o'clock hour, we take text and phone calls from people who need advice from professionals but can't afford them, so they call us.
Yes.
So it was yesterday somebody said, hey, my significant other offered me a job, but I don't know if I want to work with her because she always complains about her coworkers.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this person said, I have an update from Help Wanted yesterday. I'm the guy whose partner offered me a job at her shop. After listening to you guys talk about it, I had a long discussion with her last night. Long story short, we came to an agreement, and I'm taking the job.
I feel like they didn't listen to anything we had to say yesterday.
I love that. I love that they took our advice and didn't go with it.
Yeah, I would love to know what that long talk was.
Well, they have more information, BJ. So it says, however, I told her I want strict probationary period with a review of heavy scrutiny from a third-party unbiased manager, and if I pass, we move forward as normal. We agreed. I signed papers next week. And by the way, BJ, you asked how much more was the job offer for. It was double of what I'd be getting from the other job. So thank you for your insight. Rock on from Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is...
I love it. He didn't take our advice at all.
Not at all. Well, money talks.
Hell yeah.
And, you know, this
poopy walks, I hear.
Yeah, this is... Yeah, it does. Or sometimes it just sits there.
Yes.
But here's the thing, man. You know, this is a couple seeing an opportunity to increase their finances as a couple, and that's why this deal was done.
He should have demanded a raise and got triple.
Yeah.
I mean, she makes the call.
That's a good point. We'll see how this flies.
You keep us updated for when the relationship or job ends.
Yeah. So,
well, I didn't say that a lot.
Yeah. I mean, look, I got news for you. They're both going to end at the same time if they end.
Oh.
You don't think she's going to pay this guy to stay there, do you? If they're
Wouldn't
not
that be
together?
weird if you had to let go of the person that you're in a relationship with?
Yeah, that's weird.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Even if you're like, hey, it's not my choice. It came from, quote unquote, above, whatever. But like, you know, it's still, that's your significant other.
Yeah. It's always a little, I mean, look, it's a little fishy when you have family members that are working for a company. You pretty much, you know, you're bulletproof.
You think,
and everybody
right?
else knows that. Everybody else is like, oh, of course, nothing's going to go wrong with him. You know, that anybody who gets to be in any position who's a member of a family, you know, it's definitely, you think, oh, they're bulletproof, and it's always a tough one. But if that guy really is good at his job and he really does deserve it, it's such a harder road for him to travel to prove that.
Yeah, even if he's earning everything, people are like, oh, it's because he's banging the boss.
Yeah. Well, it's hard. You know, it's what are you going to do? You got to take the money at this point. They're going to think that way anyway, so take the cash.
Last segment, we were talking about strange gifts because of that Slipknot story. Someone said, hey, 5 years ago, my buddy gave me the oddest wedding gift. In the wedding gift card, he put his username and password for his Netflix. It was the best and strangest gift ever. Still use it today, LOL.
Okay.
It is
I never thought of that as a gift, but that's
a hell of a gift.
When you think about it, that's like hundreds of dollars that you're basically giving that person.
That is hysterical.
Right?
And you already pay for it, and if you don't have a lot of money, that is like the best you can do and a pretty darn good gift.
I'd actually be really that's awesome. And also it's a sign of trust. You trust me to give me your username and password.
Yeah, and hopefully it's a password that, that's the only thing you use it for.
Or it's not like saying something disparaging about your significant other, like Sally's a bitch, I wish my friend would dump her. 69.
It's a great password.
That's one of mine.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I remember how Sally was. She was never good for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Never good for you. It's listeners on the loose, 206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text.
So you guys were talking about soundtracks that are better than the movie. Last Action Hero.
Ooh.
What's on the soundtrack for?
I have not. I don't think I know that soundtrack.
I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever seen Last Action Hero.
Oh, that's your movie.
Yeah, and it's one of those ones where I'm positive I would enjoy it. That's Tom Arnold and Arnold Schwarzenegger, right?
I believe you're right, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. Aerosmith, Alice in Chains, Cypress Hill, Buckethead. That's what it's coming up on.
Anthrax, Queen's Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a hell of a soundtrack.
Cypress Hill. AC/DC, Megadeth.
That's right. The Alice in Chains song, A Little Bitter's on there. That's a good one.
Yeah. You ought to see that sometime.
I kind of want to see that movie now.
You're not going to.
Is it good?
I honestly can't remember. I'm not sure if I saw it either, to be honest with you. I feel like I have, but
I
it's been...
loved this movie as a kid.
How long ago was that?
93.
Yeah, if I saw it then, and I don't have any memory
Bruce
of it.
Willis in it?
I
don't think so. No. Just
Arnold.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in that movie.
Yeah.
Ooh, Charles Dance BJ's in it from Game of Thrones.
Oh, is that Tywin Lannister?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he's been a lot of. He's in Rabbit Hole recently.
It's one of those movies that definitely is like a childhood nostalgia thing to it, but I love how it's very unique. Like the whole idea is like this kid just loves going to the movies, and then he gets kind of sucked into a movie in some way. Like he's just hanging out with Schwarzenegger the entire time, and he's trying to prove to him like, this is a movie. Do you notice that all the phone numbers start with 555? And I haven't seen this in years, and I still remember that scene.
I remember that scene.
Yeah, right. It's a weird scene to remember.
So you saw the movie?
Parts of it, maybe. I don't know.
Then.
Yeah,
It's one of those things. You probably did see parts of it. It's been so long that I would probably watch it and go, I don't remember much of this at all.
I feel like that was like on that was a movie that they would put on like TBS in the middle of the day, and I'd be like flipping around, and you'd come across a couple scenes like, oh, it was entertaining. I should probably watch this movie. And here we are in 2023, and I still haven't watched the whole movie.
So I can understand why that's a good soundtrack, though. There's some good bands on there.
Yeah.
And Vicky, do we know the Rotten Tomatoes in that movie?
40% on the tomato meter, 47% on the audience score.
Oh, I do not think I'll be revisiting that movie then.
You should.
No, I really shouldn't, Danny.
Maybe you'll have nostalgia and it'll be amazing.
Why do you guys want me to watch bad TV when I have plenty of TV to watch?
There's also a movie that we need to see. I forgot that the Strays movie's out.
Oh, that's the movie you said you wanted to see. Like the one you definitely would go see in the theater.
Yes.
And what is it getting? Do we have a Rotten Tomato of that yet?
We do. It's at 56% on the Rotten Tomato meter.
That's not good.
The audience gives it 71%.
Okay, that's good for you.
That's all I got.
There are probably people like you.
What critic is going to like a movie about talking actual, like, real-life dogs?
If it's a good movie, I think they'd like it. And if it was well done, doesn't feel like, but 56 is close to fresh. It's only 4 away from fresh.
Yeah.
So, it means it's mediocre.
Do you want the critics' consensus? It's crudely effective and effectively crude. Strays is more amusing than hilarious, but this comedy's scattershot humor is partly offset by its surprisingly big heart.
That's what they tried to do. They tried to give you a little like edgy, nasty, potty mouth stuff and throw heart in there, and they didn't quite make it.
See, Vicky, Joe, and Sarah will probably recognize that it's probably just an adult version of Homeward Bound. Do you guys remember that?
I do.
So good.
Homeward Bound.
Yes.
I didn't see it, but I remember the trailers.
You need to see that movie.
I do not need to see any movie that you like.
One of the greatest movies of our time.
Another 1993 movie.
Yeah, 87% on the tomato meter, BJ.
Does not make me want to go see it.
It's talking to animals who go on an incredible journey.
I remember the movie. I remember the trailer, and it was supposedly pretty amazing, like for that time that they were doing a movie like that.
Yeah.
And 83% does say, see, Steve, there you go. There's a movie that was done 83%.
87.
Like I said, 87. But they were live action animals, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, this Strays is all animated, isn't it?
No, Strays is a live action.
Oh, that is live action.
Saying, yeah,
it's Will Ferrell's the voice of the dog.
Oh, there it is. Oh, so it's basically you're right, Danny.
Jamie
So it is.
Foxx is in it.
So it is Homeward Bound, just all filthy.
But with bad words.
Yeah.
All righty.
Someone texted in saying they saw it, but they said just get really, really stoned and you'll think it's the funniest movie ever.
See, that's the key. I mean, they really should have like a stone meter. Not a tomato meter, but a stone meter, and go, all right, here's what the regular audience says, here's what the stoned audience says.
That is pretty funny. Yeah.
Because I feel like you're right. They're right. There are movies that are really hysterical if you're altered. And, I mean, it's got Will Ferrell and swearing dogs. It does have
Jamie
everything.
Foxx.
Yeah, it's got everything you'd
funny.
expect.
Yeah, it's everything you need, man. Who else? Will Forte?
Yeah.
Isla Fisher?
Oh, Isla Fisher I love.
Josh Gad?
Oh, that's Olaf.
Yeah.
All right, they got everybody.
Also, I should take Tatum to this movie.
Tatum would love it, and your wife maybe not so much.
Yeah, I try to explain this movie to my wife. I'm like, it's not a movie you would enjoy.
So don't let her see the trailers because Tatum might not recognize the language but love what it looks like, and then you're really
That's a
in
good
trouble.
point. Like, Tatum loves dogs and puppies.
Yeah, Paw Patrol, but after dark.
Yeah, like we're gonna probably have to go to the theater to see the Paw Patrol movie when that comes out.
Yeah, well, I mean, why don't you do a back-to-backer?
Yeah, well, it comes out September 29th, Paw Patrol, the mighty movie.
There you go. You got Strays, not too far behind it.
Oh, a 2 for special?
Oh, that would be your last day as a parent.
I feel like I should probably watch Strays second that way.
Yeah.
Unless I don't want to see the Paw Patrol movie, then watch Strays first, and we just leave in a
Yeah. I feel like these are really tough problems, but you'll figure it out.
Well, they do have like another, was it Barbenheimer kind of situation going on with the Paw Patrol movie. It is Saw Patrol. So you can watch Paw Patrol and the movie Saw the same day.
Wait, what?
Saw Patrol.
All right,
I saw that and I was like, okay, that's shenanigans. I love it.
That is kind of funny.
I have a better shot at getting us to watch Strays than Saw.
There you go. That's how you get her to agree.
I think that if you could get, because there are heroes in Paw Patrol, and they would finally bust this a-hole that keeps torturing people in these games. Saw Patrol. I think that's a great mashup. Let's do it. Hey, you want to play a game? Yeah, we do. We're going to bust you, you criminal.
That would be amazing if Paw Patrol had to help save the day.
I think they would do a good job.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, come on. I mean, Sky, right? Wouldn't Sky help out? I think Sky's a Paw Patrol person.
Yes.
There you go. Look at me. I have never seen the show
She's
once.
got a helicopter.
Oh, look at
Come
her.
on, man. No job too big. No pups too small.
No
Paw Patrol.
No game too hard to play. Saw Patrol.
Game. Chase, you're going to swallow this key.
Yeah,
and then Marshall's going to have to dig it out of you.
Oh, that is, wow, that's a mashup right there. You pick the topic, you guide the show. It is Listeners on the Loose. You can call us, you can text us, 206-803-ROCK. More of your calls, more of your texts at 9:35 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. Joe Dredd in Seattle, you're on The Rock.
Good morning, my friend.
Morning, Joe. What you got, buddy?
Joe?
Well, BJ, I know you know about this because I sent you some pictures from Instagram. But if people aren't following Britney Spears on Instagram, you need to go take a look because she is full-blown crazy now.
Well, when was the last time you sent me pictures of Britney? I don't remember them. How long ago was that?
Oh, it was months back. She started when she got her. Everybody wanted free Britney. Well, Britney got freed, and she started doing these mostly nude pictures on Instagram. And that's what brought me there. But now, for months now, she's been doing these things. She'll set up a camera and she'll dance for the camera. Yeah. The most recent one, she was dancing on a stripper pole and flipped off the camera. And now the thing is, Britney, always adorable. But now when I look at her, you can see the crazy behind her eyes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Dude, the videos are really kind of like, you feel kind of I feel uncomfortable watching them. Like, I had to unfollow her on social media because it would pop up and I'm like, it just doesn't, do whatever you want, but you don't look like you're all there. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
I don't know what's going on in her world right now.
I don't know what to say, but boy, oh boy, man, it's just like what I do believe there's some mental health issues there, Joe, and I don't know how I don't know how well she's addressing them, if they've ever been addressed, and she's had a hell of a life, unfortunately, that hasn't been the greatest.
I mean, she still looks good, but when you get a close up of her face, I see crazy behind those eyes, and I've met many chicks like that, and I know that look. I've seen it.
So wait, what's the prognosis, Joe? Since you've been involved with so many crazy eyes, what do you do? What happens?
Run.
What do you mean? What happened? As in, how did she get there, or what do you do about it?
Well, yeah. What do you do about it? Since you're an expert in crazy eyes, I mean, we want to.
Well, back in the day, I'd hit it and quit it.
Okay, there you go. That's it. There you go. That's all you need to know.
God bless you, Joe Dredd.
Yeah. So I think.
Don't let them get attached.
I think
Don't let them
that's.
get attached. They'll bring it down.
I feel like that's probably what people are kind of doing with Britney. You know, unfortunately, I think they are hitting it and quitting it. And
well, she was just married.
Yeah. Well, didn't she just have a thing?
Well, yeah, she just posted a video of her wearing next to nothing, talking about how the relationship's over now.
Yeah, that guy hit it, and then either she quit it or he quit her.
6 years they hit it. He didn't really quit it. He hit it and stuck around for 6 years, and then they both decided to part ways and quit.
You know, her.
I don't know if that really rhymes as well, but
yeah, it doesn't. It really. You know who is similar to me is Pamela Anderson, and especially after watching the documentary that she released, that Britney reminds me of Pamela. Like, man, there's some stuff that I hope that both of them can work out. Because I mean, look, they've had amazing careers. They've done a lot for folks, and they just don't seem to be like content. Is probably the best way to put it.
But for all we know, she is. Just this is how she looks now.
Joe says she's got the crazy eyes. Steve, he's the
crazy
expert.
eyes doesn't mean. I look. I have no idea. I'm not hanging out with Britney Spears.
Oh, you're not?
No.
I thought you guys were. I thought you were buddies.
We invited her to emo night. She didn't show up.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this video that you've got on the screen, it is a little, it is disturbing, I guess.
This is the post that she said her relationship's over, BJ.
Wow. And then, so this is her interpretive dance. I think that's really what it is. She's sort of doing a sexy interpretive dance, but it does look like, are you okay? It just, you just feel, like you said, you feel weird. Let's go to Jacob and Renton. It's listeners on the loose, 206-803-ROCK. Jacob, you're on the Rock.
Yeah, I was wanting to know why, BJ, none of you guys picked Led Zeppelin or Pink Floyd to go see for $1,000. I drop about $2,000 to go see Floyd.
You're
all original members.
You mean? Oh, okay. So in their glory, because Led Zeppelin, I'm not sure because why can't I think of the lead singer's name?
Plant.
Thank you. Says he can't hit the high notes anymore. He can't really do it. Are you talking about old school, or you do it today as they are?
Old school.
Well, yeah, so that was what I put as my thing was like, hey, obviously for $1,000, I'd love to see Nirvana, but I can't make that happen. So I was kind of keeping it more like a believable what would I spend $1,000 on? Because to me, without John Bonham, Led Zeppelin would be awesome to see. Don't get me wrong, but I'm such a big fan of drumming, and John Bonham's one of my all-time favorite drummers. Like that would make it worth seeing, but he's no longer with us.
I'd pay $1,000 to see Bon Scott led AC/DC.
Oh, okay, yeah,
that I would do.
And
if we're going to go do stuff like that.
Well, Jason, he's no slouch.
No, he's phenomenal, but he's not John Bonham.
Is there anybody? Is there a band today that is like a real band, not like we're talking about bringing back people from the dead or whatever? Is there somebody today you'd pay $1,000 to see?
No,
it's tough.
See,
right?
It really is. They're asking a lot of dough. And, granted, you're spoiled, Steve, because you've seen so many shows in your life.
Yes.
And for me, it's got to really, really be a band that I would love. And I can't think of a band that I would love to want to drop $1,000 on.
No, it would have to be the $1,000. It would be not so much even the band. It would be more about the setting. You know what I mean? Seeing one of my all-time favorite bands in a very intimate setting would be... Then you're like, oh, that might be worth $1,000.
See, maybe the Gorge. I wouldn't mind seeing somebody at the Gorge or the Red Rock for $1,000. Maybe.
No, man, I'm talking my living room.
Oh, your living room for $1,000 or backyard? Okay, that way there's a little bit more room for the rest of us.
And we got that little upper part with the.
Yeah, you do.
So that could be the stage.
You do have a good backyard for that.
Yeah, you fit a couple dozen people comfortably.
You think bands will ever do that again? Remember bands used to do that? They would come to somebody's backyard.
Oh, bands still, dude, the Glorious Sons, band that we both love, they were on their tour. They had a couple of years ago, they did a giveaway where they performed in somebody's house.
That's fantastic.
And it was awesome. And they live streamed it on Instagram. And I remember watching it. And these people were just hanging out. It's like a house party. And it's the Glorious Sons just jamming in front of them. Drinking their beer and having a good time.
Maybe I pay $1,000 for that. Because that's a hell of a setting.
I'd throw it on my credit card and worry about it later. But yeah, I'd absolutely do $1,000.
Yeah, because I love that band. And to be able to see
Venmo?
Yeah, exactly.
I've got a little bit of a balance in there.
Can I Cash App you, whatever, and see what happens?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe in that respect, yeah. I think, like you said, an intimate setting, that might be worth it. Well, like what is it? Ed Sheeran did, right? He's doing a Paramount show, then he's doing a Giant Stadium show
this weekend.
Yeah. So, would you pay $1,000 to see Ed Sheeran at the Paramount?
No.
Or somebody that was that popular in your life. No band.
There's not a band that's alive right now that would, unless, like I said, if I get to like be on stage with Eddie Vedder and like play the bongos and then keep the tambourine that he played.
Yeah, that's right. You did have all that. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I have some caveats. If I'm going to spend $1,000 to see a band nowadays, they got to give me something.
That is a lot of money.
It's got to be about, what about me? You know, how are you serving me for that $1,000?
Yeah, I feel like that they're not going to make a lot of money if they have to have that paradigm.
Post-show drinks with Eddie Vedder, sure.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah. All right. It is Listeners on the Loose, 206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text.
This is a fun one that said, okay, when you guys were kids and you rode your bicycle to the store on a summer day with your friends, what would you get?
Oh.
This is super nostalgic right here.
Yeah, it sure
I know exactly
is.
what I'd get. Get a slice of pizza and a quarter drink. Do you remember the quarter drinks? They're like the little juice drinks that had like the tin foil type.
Oh, I remember those. I don't think these guys do.
We called them quarter drinks because shockingly they cost a quarter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are we talking like Capri Sun?
No.
It's
The ones that look like little barrels?
that. Yeah. Little plastic barrels and they had like a little tin foily type lid to it.
The drink was horrible.
Interesting.
It was just sugar and like whatever color that they had. Like
Sugar and S.
Yeah, I don't even think
It was bad.
What flavor would you like? Red.
Yeah.
That was a flavor.
Yeah.
Orange. But it didn't taste like orange. It was just orange.
Oh. It's so crazy. As bad as all that stuff was, it's hard to believe that probably was still healthier than some of the things that the kids are eating today.
But that would be the thing. I was always like, we would skateboard or ride our bikes to the local store and get a slice of pizza, maybe 2 slices of pizza if we were feeling like we had an extra couple dollars.
Well, you lived in Brooklyn, so that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, this is like Starbucks. There's a pizza place in every corner.
I
Yeah.
wish that we had like that kind of good pizza in Albuquerque that did it like at the gas station. Ours was
Insane.
always just slushies or like the icy, a Coke icy, and Sour Patch Kids.
I'm okay with that too.
Yep.
Although,
yeah.
I was never a big Coke slushy guy.
I don't know why I did because I don't like
People love
Coke.
it.
I don't like Coke regular, but like the Coke slushy for some reason is so good.
Huh. I need to revisit it maybe.
Yeah.
You guys remember like food and treats, and I have memories in my mind for comic books and 2 stores I would go to.
Comic book store was pretty cool. I have to agree with you on that one.
And it
Was
wasn't
it like every Wednesday was the new comic?
Oh, I was there every Wednesday.
Yep.
Yeah, and it wasn't a comic book store. It was just they had the rack at the drugstore. Tattersalls was the halfway point from my house, and then Weinberg's was the big store that had multiple comic book racks. And he hated me. God, because I bugged him. Where's the new Fantastic Four? And he's like, I don't even know what you're talking about, kid. Get out of here. You know.
You guys are lucky you were at least kind of close. We would have to sneak away during the summer when my parents were working and go about a mile or change all the way to the very famous Tom Thumb. So if you know from Lake Stevens,
Did you
know
say
what's
a mile or change?
Mile or so, mile and a half.
My
I don't
place
remember.
was 3 miles away, young lady.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was going to say, we had a lot of hills on our, like 103rd. That was
I
a
didn't
crazy road. If
I
you're
didn't
from
have
Lake
any
Stevens,
hills.
you know 103rd.
Yeah, I didn't have any hills, Vicky. I don't know if I would have gone 3 miles up a hill. I wouldn't have done that.
But we were all about them Prangles and nerd ropes.
Yeah, that is
Nothing
so
to
fun.
drink?
Oh, no, it was
rather high,
pink Sobeys. Do you remember those?
Yes.
Oh my God, that just wave of memories just hit me. Thank you for reminding me. Those were so good.
I miss that you could take a whole day and just be like, I'm going to go do that. And that was a chunk of your day. Because I walked. Sometimes because I didn't have a bike all the time, I would walk 6 miles, back and forth. And you had the whole day to do it. Didn't matter.
If we had extra time, like that, there was a place by our junior high school that it took, like, you had to take a bus or you had to ride a bike, and it took a little bit of a time to get there. But it was like one of those local little candy shop by the bag places.
Oh, nice.
And this is going to date me, but this is before like Sour Patch Kids were actually in like bags and stores, but they were like at those, you had to scoop it. They put it in that white
in
bag.
my day, I had to put my candy in my own bag, you little bastard.
Those things were, I remember the first time I had a Sour Patch Kid, and it was like crack.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm still chasing that dragon of that Sour Hop.
Yes, you are.
I've yet to have that experience again. That first time you have a Sour Patch Kid, it's the greatest sour taste in your entire life.
Mm-hmm. And you've been chasing it ever since.
I have.
Well, we have a big question that has to be answered, and it is food related. What do Ryan Castle and a hot dog have in common? You're going to find out at 9:52 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and a hot dog have in common?
Something, cream cheese, something, Steve's buns.
Yeah, you just nailed every text.
Yep. Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. That was a nice choice of words, too.
Joey Chestnut is the master of both.
Yeah. Joey Chestnut likes his Ryan Castle.
Both go well on a toasted bun.
Okay.
Yeah. And cream cheese.
I think we're good there.
Yeah.
All right.
So I once choked cramming both in my mouth.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Dave.
It was a year ago this week that a Yankees fan went viral. Remember this dude poking a hole in his hot dog and using it as a straw to drink his beer?
Remember that. Yeah.
A year ago.
He was an inspiration to the world for a minute.
Yeah.
Oscar Mayer is actually paying tribute to this dude by having replica hot dog straws made of silicone that they're giving away.
That would be very popular at bachelorette parties.
Let me see.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it looks pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that looks like exactly one of those.
It's a limited number per day. You can sign up at OscarMayer.com/hot dog straw if you want it.
Starting today?
Starting today.
Yeah, or you can get a hobby.
Or both. Just shoots down what I was about to do.
Wow. Man.
Just sucking the life right out of the room.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Well,
Killjoy.
Guess you should just get a 12-pack instead. That's what Ryan's got.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I file for bankruptcy, do I have to appear in court? That makes me nervous.
Going to court is never something that's easy to do. However, when you file bankruptcy, you usually only have to attend one hearing at the courthouse. Of course, I'll be there with you. And when you go to court, it's not before the judge. It's actually with the trustee or the trustee's attorney. One of the things that's critical in a bankruptcy is that you give your attorney and the court all of your information. You list all of your assets and all of your creditors. That's what we're trading for your discharge, is your true and honest disclosure of your assets and liabilities. And so the court hearing is just usually about a 5-minute deal where you show up and reaffirm and swear that all the information you've given the court and your attorney is correct.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.